Hello, everybody. Welcome to Friday Fan Cams here on the Blue Abroad YouTube channel. Damn, it's Friday the 17th of October, 2025. And in this installment of Friday Fan Cams, we are going to unpack everything pretty much that we've seen over the last few weeks. We haven't done a Friday session properly in a number of weeks. So I'm looking forward to catching up with all of you, a lot of you, whether it's just in the live chat. If anybody would like to call in, I'm going to put the link in the live chat shortly. I'll just keep putting it in there and until nobody wants to jump on and have a chat anymore. How are we? Happy Friday. What was that for a week? What was that for a trade period? That was absolutely bizarre. But we got there. Pommy has a great phrase that he hasn't used in a long time because we haven't really had that much fun. But that was the most fun I've had with my pants on in a long, long time. So hope you all enjoyed it as much as what we did. We rode, I don't know what that was, a roller coaster of everything, but we ended up getting the deal done. We're going to unpack it all. Charlie Curnow trade, storylines that have emerged since. Breaking news just happened moments ago, about an hour ago, a little under, and that's Travis Boak will be joining the Carlton Football Club as a leadership and like an assistant coach, a development coach, focusing on leadership and culture. And honestly, you will dictate what we talk about tonight. If you want to come on here and say what's working, what didn't work, we don't all have to agree, but what we will do is we will discuss and we will debate, and that's what it's all about. So I will put the link in the live chat. Please, if anybody would like to join, the link is going in right now. And then also, we are going to spin the damn wheel. We're finally going to spin the wheel and give away the prize, which has come through the survey. So I don't know. My plan was to spin the wheel at about 6 p.m.
That huck to and spit on that thing. You get me?
And so we can do that at about 6. We'll just gather all of your thoughts. Pommy, no, Chris Davies won't be on tonight, unfortunately. I don't have any surprises in store. I'm all surprised out. I don't have anything left for anybody. But regardless, I'm looking forward to unpacking everything with you all this evening. We will just keep going. I know we've got all Friday. We've got all Friday to do this. So I am going to bring in. Wow, there's quite a few of you lined up already. Going to bring a few of you here. Let's start with Mike. Hello, Mike. Oh, perfect. I can't hear you. You there?
Can you hear me now?
Oh, I was about to play it. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, a little bit, bit of a shy week, but a good week at the same time. Yeah, so the big trade, Charlie Curnow. I have quite a few words to say about that. Some quite nasty, actually. I don't have any animosity towards Sydney or Carlton. I just have animosity towards him because of the stuff that I've read, and he honestly could have been more open and honest about it, but he chose not to be, and that really pissed me off. Also, the rumor that he had bad blood with Voss as well pissed me off as well, because it's like where's the respect for him? Where's the respect for Voss? He's accomplished a lot. And, I wasn't even born when we last played in a preliminary final as well. Like, do you remember? Oh, yeah. Anything you wanted to add?
Yeah, that's an interesting. I don't know. We call it a narrative. It seemed to play in Charlie's favor for a lot of it. That Voss is the problem. Charlie didn't like Voss. We don't even know if that's true. Maybe there's a little bit of truth to it.
I don't know. I saw an article just now. It's says, Charlie Curnow manager reveals truth. Carlton's a hard footy club to play for if you're not playing well. That to me, that sounds like textbook Charlie being a sook, like everyone's saying. And, from what I've learned about Charlie in the recent weeks, lost all respect for him, as most of the fans, I think, should have. To me, what I've learned about him is he's not a man of his word, considering what he said after the Hawthorn game. Oh, I'm not going to be leaving. End of story. Yeah, bullshit. And also, he has no real resilience, because 1 year we do badly, then he just wants to leave. It's just so pathetic, in my opinion. Absolutely pathetic. But anyway, I'll talk a little bit about the other trades before I want to give a little message to Charlie. Liam Reedy, I actually think that was pretty good, pretty good, because honestly, what sane football club would pay $1.8 million a year to a ruckman, honestly? Even one like Tom De Koning. As much as I liked Tom De Koning, I don't think he's worth that much. How much do you think he's worth?
I mean, I said it all along. I don't think we should be paying him in particular any more than what I think the offer that was reported. And again, take it with a grain of salt. I think 1.1 was the furthest that we were willing to go to, and I even think that's pretty generous. Look, we're in this era where we're moving and evolving as a league, and these big contracts are coming, and they're here, and they're going to get more and more lucrative. And I think, Brad Lloyd said something interesting the other day. He said, what you're seeing now is you're seeing, essentially average players get above average salaries in order to, sort of woo them out of clubs. And it's only going to get worse and worse from here. These contracts are going to be there. And then all of a sudden, and then all of a sudden, the stars of today who deserve that type of money are going to feel some type of way about what these other guys are getting paid. And who knows where this leads.
Yeah. It's like more than Cripps is getting paid, I think. I don't know. Or more than Zach Merritt, that's for sure. Overall, I think the trade period for us was more about filling like positions that we needed to fill. And I think we did well in that regard. If I'm being honest, I'd rather have, a bunch of good role players that are reliable than like one or two superstars and everyone else just being like shite. So, and I'm a big fan of the getting Haywood, Ainsworth, and Florent as well. I liked Ainsworth for Durden as well, because it's kind of like we needed a decent medium small forward, and we got that as well. And I like Chesser as well. It's like getting a younger guy in that has potential but is a bit of a risk. I like that a lot. And I love the way we only got Florent for a future third rounder or something like that. That was good, like not having him part of the Curnow deal.
What do you make of the Travis Boak news that we just heard?
Oh, it's pretty good, but at the same time, I'm thinking as well. It's like, how Sauce is getting a lot of players from that used to be playing for us at the Saints. It kind of feels a little bit like we're doing that for like Voss or something like that. Like the club is like a Voss-centric club. So I think it is good news, but we still have to be a little bit wary not to get too many people from one club in, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Fair. Mate.
Yeah.
Final message. You said you had a message you wanted to end on.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Just the amount of just wanted to show you how I'm a little bit nervous now, how angry I am at Charlie, but I think we did win that. I think we did win that trade, but to Charlie, if he's watching this, fuck you, Charlie. Honestly, take him, Sydney. We're fucking good luck. Honestly, good luck. Anyway, have a nice day.
Thanks, Mike. See you, mate.
See ya.
Fired up, Mike. Wow. All right, we've got Ben. Wait, hang on. Ben, you're usually in New York. It says here you're in Melbourne.
That's true. I'm in Melbourne. Over here for a wedding, and enjoying the beautiful fall weather, or I guess this is your spring. I can never keep it straight. But yeah, it's been a heck of a week. I went to Carlton. I went to Icon Park, and I tried to bargain with them on their Charlie Curnow merchandise, and they said no deal. And I asked them what they would do. This was the day before the final day, where I'm like, well, how much is it going to cost tomorrow? And they're like, tomorrow we're actually going to take it off the shelf. So,
You know, I received 3 or 4 videos that people had taken. Maybe I can upload some and play them here. I had a guy who was throwing a Charlie Curnow framed poster in the rubbish bin. Somebody who knocked over the Tom DeConing and Charlie Curnow bobbleheads.
oh boy.
Bit of feeling. Do you think? I mean, are you emotional about the Charlie Curnow thing? Do you feel some type of way about it, or do you think, okay, we got what we got a good deal, and move on and closure?
I mean, look, he was exciting. I gotta give him that. When he was on, wow, what, the emotion, the drama, but it's like, I mean, apparently more drama than we knew about from what his manager said the other day. And at the end of the day, he didn't win us any finals. He, maybe helped us get into the finals in 23, but he certainly disappeared after that. So, you can't be paying these guys that much money, and you can't put that much expectation on one A grader when they disappear. And I'm really thrilled that we got essentially 4 first-round picks for him. I think that's a Nick Austin masterclass. Just a haul of things we need, including Will Hayward, who I think is being considered a first-round pick at the end of the day. But no, the only emotion I have is, honestly, right now, it's a little disappointment with Charlie. The fact that he still hasn't put out any kind of message to the fans to say thank you. It's just not that classy. It doesn't show a lot of maturity. And I know it's Charlie, so we kind of all expect that, but you'd expect his manager to say something, right? Be like, hey.
I actually think I don't think he should be posting anything yet. I think let the dust settle. And I mean, not everyone, a lot of people are pretty worked up about it. Mike just came on and obviously still feeling some type of way about it. I mean,
twice.
What's the best thing to do with someone that doesn't want to be at your club, other than remove them and get as much value for them as possible? So I think we all forget. And I mean, maybe we'll remember when the dust settles, but I've pretty quickly, I'm not fully over it yet, but pretty quickly I'm starting to remember, like, at the end of the day, he was here for 10 years and he brought a lot of joy to a lot of people, for 10 years. Yeah, I didn't like the way it played out. I didn't like the games, the manager, the whole stunt in front of the SCG facilities. I didn't like that. But what I did like was, we have closure. And maybe because I've been following it so intensely during trade period and it's been a roller coaster, I'm just feeling more relieved than anything. Like, go on, like, go do what you got to do.
I'm thrilled we got the deal done, because this to me reminds me of Melbourne last year with Petrarca and Clayton Oliver. And like, they didn't want to be there. Melbourne kept them there. And at the end of the day, they're paying half of Clayton Oliver's salary and a 3rd-round pick to get him out the door. And we got, a guy who seems to have the same attitude. And you're right, get rid of him. You can't keep him there. You cannot keep him there and expect anything good to come out of the deal.
Mate, sorry to interrupt you. Your timing is impeccable, because he's actually posted.
Oh, really? I knew as soon as I said something. As soon as I said something, I knew it.
Where are we? Charlie Curnow. Let's have a look. Curnow Stand by. Let me just get this one up here. 10 minutes ago, we got the post, and I'll read it out. It's a pretty short caption, man of few words, but I'll read it out. I'll share my screen. It says, "Thanks for the love, baggers. Great fun, great memories." That's
Great. That's great. Hey, okay. You know, I feel like he started to kind of disengage once Ed left. I feel like that was, a real anchor for him, and he seemed a little lost ever since without his brother. And it's fine. Like, hey, he's going to go somewhere. He's going to do something. I'm looking forward to seeing Wiedering play on him. I really, really, really look forward to that. And yeah, I wish him well. I hope him performing well at Sydney doesn't hurt us. And I think that I really want to talk about the Chris Davies and Graham Wright era. And, Graham Wright as an agent of change so far has just been, honestly, I think, magnificent. The Travis Boak news is incredible. I definitely think it certainly implies a play for Zach Butters next year. And what I actually am really interested in is I'm really curious to see who the captain of Carlton is next year. I think there is, in my mind, there is a question. I think it's going to be a co-captain of Sam Walsh and Cripps, but I just have a feeling that I'd be surprised if they kept things as they were. It doesn't look like that's what we're doing. We're going to make some changes. What do you think?
Yeah, I think culturally changes are being made. If you look at the profile of the players that have come in, take the three, Florent, Hayward, Ainsworth. These are guys that, the words that have been said by other people, Swans fans in particular, and the way that, industry people are describing these players, these are high level characters, quality characters and culture players. And I think investing in another development coach, a guy like Travis Boak, kind of paints a bit of a picture of what we're trying to add.
Yeah. The fact that Voss quoted Sam Walsh's "no BS" and really, the new catchphrase is "stronger together, but no BS." And I'm excited about it. I'll let you get back to it, but great to see you. I'll be around for another week. I'm gonna try to catch some sights and
mate.
Take care of yourself.
Melbourne. See ya.
Go Baggers.
Go Baggers. Love it. Monster, aka Joel.
Hey Tez.
How you doing?
Yeah. Been an interesting week, mate. Very interesting week.
What a roller coaster that was.
It's been mental. I'm still getting over it, I think. But I think I'll say off the top that I don't believe we would have gotten the result we have this week and obviously last week without the new blood at the club within management. We've given away players, good players, and I'll put out Kennedy last year. He's had an absolute screaming year this year with the Dogs, but I don't think that would have happened ever. And as a long time club guy, born into it in Melbourne, I now live in Sydney, so you're a little bit further away from it now. But it's this is going back to the the 80s and early 90s. This is the sort of Carlton that I remember from my childhood. So I'm really happy to see Chris Davies come in. I'm glad that we've pulled someone out, a liability out of the president role. I think next year we're going to see massive improvement. I think the fish rots from the head, and we've made some changes there, and obviously today's news with Boki coming. Wow, that's huge.
Yeah. One thing I definitely noticed the other night when we were doing the deadline day stream, because obviously we're following the trade radio stream, and it was giving us footage from all the clubs in their rooms. And I mean, you saw the Hawthorn fiasco play out, and you saw the body language there. I mean, you saw Geelong. We saw a lot of clubs, and we saw a lot of their officials. And it was like, honestly, it just was refreshing to have a guy like Graham Wright. I mean, and Chris Davies to an extent as well, just the way that they carried themselves. They were calm. They didn't budge, and they just waited for the right moment. And yeah, I mean, it's too early to tell, who wins the trade. You got to, with these things, you got to wait. You got to wait, years before you can make the determination. But if the Swans go ahead and win a premiership with Charlie Curnow, then I guess they win. But for Carlton, there's so many elements to why it needed to happen, and I don't really remember Carlton making this big ballsy of a move.
It's been a long time, Tez.
Yeah.
Been a really long time, and I'm. The pride that I have in the club has actually gone up
Really?
the last couple of weeks. Yeah. Like at the end of the season, I was just kind of, flat and didn't know what next year was going to hold. Now I know there's a lot of people throwing around, I'm not going to take my membership next year, all that kind of stuff. It was a hard year. There's a lot of problems, like the Sydney game. The last two Sydney games up here at the SCG have been debacles, really. Just the team falling apart, the lack of effort on the field. When you're there, we saw it. And then I think this year, a couple of weeks later, we're at the G and it fell apart again, and in front of a full house. And that was when all the abuse came out.
Yeah.
So they were seeing the home crowd was seeing what we were seeing up in Sydney a couple of weeks before, and that was I didn't like seeing it, but I understood it because when you get up, you go to a game, you make the effort. It's a Friday night game, you've got to be there. You've got to leave work a bit early. You go to the cheer squad event up here. We had David Rees-Jones, which was fantastic, another icon of my childhood. That was fantastic, and we went in there really looking forward to a good game. And although we got away pretty well to start, it again all fell over, and that last quarter they just completely overran us. And there was nothing left in the tank, and I don't know whether that's fitness and conditioning, or if it's a mental, cultural thing. And I'm leaning towards the latter, because these guys can play. When they're on, they're on. And, we've shown over the last couple of years that we can, beat good teams. We can be in finals. And, I'm really happy to see the change at the top. I think this is really going to filter down next year. And then we've picked up some really good players. I'll mirror that call on Nick Austin Magic, to get Florent out of the Charlie deal and then extract maximum value for Charlie. We wouldn't have done that 2 years ago. That's not the Carlton, trades that we saw back in 2022. So, and even 23. So I think that there's a definite push that we need to be better, and I think it's really coming from the top. And I'm so happy, the fact now that Charlie is gone, and I was very much of the opinion, no, make him stay, put him in the VFL, put him in the VFL for 4 weeks, and see if there's a bit of an attitude adjustment. If he's good to come back, bring him back, and then he's picked on merit. If he doesn't put out, put the effort in, he goes back to the VFL. That was my opinion. And then obviously he turned up at the SCG, and that was it. The deal had to be done at that point. He took us all for fools. He's there grinning his face off, and he knew it was going to get done at that point, or he believed it was going to get done.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I've
the
worked
interesting that there's so much that happens in hindsight. When he initially sought out Riley Beveridge after one of those games, so he went. It wasn't on film. He just sought out Riley Beveridge behind closed doors. It was, I guess, in the change rooms, and went to him and basically just gave him a quote. I'm staying. I don't want to make this about me. There you go. Done. Looking back on that now, that was unnecessary. He didn't even need to do that.
Yeah, and I think from all of our perspective, it's being lied to. He said that, but he's talking to Geelong halfway through the season.
Yep.
Like that.
He also slipped up, if you noticed.
Yeah.
He slipped up.
Well, I did.
He said in his Swans interview, he said, it was only like really late in the season. And then later on in the same press conference, he said, I've spoken to Cripper and Weeders in the group. Like they've known for a few months. It's like, mate.
Yeah. So like once it came out that he'd been talking to Geelong, that was it. Like I if you're coming towards the end of the season, sure. But if you're about halfway through, that's not done. Especially where you have such a long contract ahead of you. I think that's what the vast majority of us are really annoyed about. And like just all the media handling of it too. Like they played from the Petrarca playbook, which didn't work last year, or the year before, or whenever it was. Like, not too worried about Petrarca. But again, like it's just a symptom of a disease within our game, and I do believe the AFL needs to stamp this out. I saw a couple of comments. I actually commented on last night about these clubs that want to pick off players that have 3 years or more on their contract. Make them pay up, like pay a fine. 100K per year left on the contract, or 33% of the contract value, whichever is the greatest, and put it straight back into player development. Put it back in, to various, pathways that players can come through to the draft. But that's what they should be doing. But overall, it was just really disappointing the way that he handled himself, the way he communicated, the way that he backgrounded the media. And, I guarantee, the fact he had Channel 9 there, he'll be giving an interview to Channel 9 in the next little while as a thank you. It's going to be payback. I've worked in the media. I've worked in the print game. That's how it works. Scratch each other's backs. This is how things get done. So, I look. But to replace Charlie, we have a more modern looking front half of, and I think we're pushing a lot. I think we'll be crumbing a lot better. Be attacking the ball. And that's where we let down. We didn't attack the ball a lot. Where it goes wrong is we don't push on. We're not looking for quick ball movement and the handballs. When we're running and the handballs are going, we're as dangerous as any other team in the comp. But we just couldn't get it up and running.
I'm just there's just been more that's been added to the Charlie Curnow farewell. He's shared really strange behavior. He shared the post on his story and he's put some text over the top and he said, "Thanks so much for everything, Baggers. This club has been a massive part of my life. I have grown up here and I couldn't be more thankful to them for everything they have done for me over the years. To the fans." Wait. Hang on. "Thanks so much for everything, Baggers. This club has been a massive part of my life and I've grown up here and I couldn't be more thankful to them for everything they have done for me over the years." Okay, the club. "To the fans, thank you for all your support. It's been an honor to pull on the jumper and I couldn't be more thankful for all the support you've shown me since arriving at the Blues. Whilst I am sad to be leaving Carlton and its people will always mean a lot to me."
It's kind of hollow.
I don't know, man. It's a bit of cap GPT, if you ask me.
Yeah. Look, it's probably the classiest thing he's done in the entire part of the last, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, however long this has been dragging on for. This is the most class, short, sweet.
Yeah.
Didn't really, put our noses in it, thank goodness. But yeah, but it'd be very, very bitter. And look, let's hope we get the MCG.
Yep.
For the Swans next season. And
Yep.
I don't generally condone booing former players, but I think he's going to get a bit of curry from everywhere.
It's so exciting.
Including, look, when they're opposite the cheer squad, it's going to be a load of fun. And look, I just hope that I'm able to make it down and be a part of that. Yeah. So I sit pretty close to the cheer squad when they're in Sydney, and usually get handed a flag and fly that. And he's gonna cop it. He's gonna cop the whole lot, and it'll be fun. I think we need that to let it go. If we actually rinse them, then we'll be okay. We can now move on.
Yeah, mate. Thank you very much for calling in. That was a
thanks, Tez.
Is that your first time calling in?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah. No.
Tried to get in during the week, but it just didn't work. And, at the office on the way home on the train, didn't quite work. So,
no, all good, mate. Have a great Friday. Have a good weekend.
You too. I have to get some food now. Enjoy. Up the mighty baggers. Let's look forward to next year's.
Absolutely. See you, mate. All right. I just saw someone in here. I think it was Maxi, maybe 1975. 50th birthday today. Is that right? If so, happy birthday. If not, happy birthday for when you are 50. Weldy.
Hey, Terry. How are you, mate?
I have closure. I have closure and I feel relieved.
Yeah, I think it is a bit of that. I think I think for us, it's save the energy for the footy next year with Charlie and Jase and TDK and anyone else, right? Like, I think now it's about us.
Yeah.
And
amen.
I think that's it. I mean, I'm glad what's happened, but it's over with because of the speculation and all that sort of stuff is behind us now because it's real. And now we've got something to move forward with. I love today's news. Travis Boak. I actually think that's probably one of the biggest acquisitions this off-season, if not the biggest for us. I think when you see what we've done in this trade period with Charlie, how we've used the TDK and Jase assets that we got back, I mean, that's Graham Wright's fingerprints all over it, right? He goes into Collingwood a year or two in and Grundy's gone, Treloar's gone. Like, really sensible decisions. Yes, divide some people, of course. It's never easy, but decisions that have to be made in the best interests of the club. And I think we're going to be better for it. I think this is a real turning point. I actually feel today, the last few days since the trade period's finished, there's been a shift. There's been I can't tell you what it is. There's just been a shift, and I just get the sense that this is a really important turning point for us. What will come of it? We won't know, of course. I mean, it's hard to forecast, but I don't know. I'm feeling going into the weekend. It's good. It's a good feeling that we're at now, and we're turning over a page. It's time for us to come together again. Let's bring the noise when we get to the MCG, next year, and make it a cauldron for opposition teams, because that's where all our passion should be channeled. And I get people's frustration and anger, and disgusting seeing Charlie, walking into the Sydney, headquarters, earlier this week. But it's like, you know what? Why waste the energy? Let's just save that energy for next year and channel it for our boys. So, look, I'm feeling good. Loving what Chris. I mean, look at Chris Davies. He's been in a few media rounds and ultimate professional. Graham Wright in that room, just like they're all standing up. He's the only one sitting down. It's almost like, hey, you got to bow to me. Like, hey, I'm sitting down, so you got to answer to me, right? I'm not standing up for you, sort of thing. When the Sydney guys are in there, it was great.
Interesting. It was interesting once the deal was done. If I remember it correctly, he shook hands with. It might have been. I don't know if it was Robbie. But he stayed sitting down. But then when it came to shaking hands to Leon Cameron, he stood up and gave the respect.
Yes,
I didn't mind. I didn't mind that.
Yep, that's right. Exactly. Here's another take on D'Orazio, and I've had a bit to say about this guy. Right. I know that we've lost Charlie. Sydney have gained Charlie. We've got draft picks back. Who's the winner? Who's the lead? I think D'Orazio is the winner because all those player exchanges, all those players, Florent, Hayward, and Curnow, got contract extensions and salary increases. So he wins. More importantly, I think that's been lost in all this. He's fist pumping. There's a clip of him from walking out of the Carlton area after the trade went through, and he's fist pumping, going like this. And I'm like, yeah, that's because you're getting extra paid, mate, and you've cleaned up a bit of extra commission out of this. So, look, I know player agents are, they can be polarizing and everything, but yeah, don't underestimate the influence that they've had and the interest that they serve. Of course, they'll say that their interest is in the player and the players that they serve, but like the stock market, you get a commission out of this. So there's always something in it for them to incentivize the player to move on too. So we've seen it with Petrarca, and now we've seen it with Curnow as well, and then obviously Hayward and Florent are also clients of the same company as well.
By the same token, so I mean, there's the Robbie D'Orazio, Paul Connors stable, and that example. What do you think the impact is of the Tom Petroro scenario? Because he's obviously, I mean, he's crashed out. He was texting Damien Barrett live on air, and he essentially revealed that it was him that was filtering through the news about the Bombers and everything. And what he really did essentially is expose that this is how managers act. And 100%. I think he's put a spotlight on all of that.
Oh, 100%. And it goes to show, and even the Vision, when they showed him coming into the Hawthorn rooms, I think with about 3 or 4 minutes left of the trade period, he was pointing fingers and he was clearly visibly distraught and trying to, it seems like he was laying it on Hawthorn, saying, you guys haven't come to the table. And, they have a huge influence, these blokes. But it was, in some ways, it was good to see Essendon hold their ground. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's a bad thing. We won't know that, I guess, in the longer term, and how that plays out. But it goes to show, I think, to your point, how much influence the player agents have these days. And but equally, it's up to the clubs to stand up to that. And I'm not saying we didn't with D'Orazio or Connor Sports, but at the end of the day, it's one of those situations that player agents play a huge role in this. And and I think in that situation, it's been quite difficult for obviously Zach, but Hawthorn just sort of walked out thinking, oh well, we gave it our best shot, and we're not going to move on that. And so, because you can only go so far with these things. So interesting. I mean, I don't know whether that sort of would have applied to us, but it's that moral dilemma between keeping someone that doesn't want to be there and then holding your ground. And I don't know. I think if we held our ground, I don't think I'd be having this feeling right now in terms of turning a new leaf, new page, because it'd be just, are we going to have more of the same with Charlie there? Is he going to be a bit petulant throughout the year? Yeah, and I think there's been enough evidence to suggest that he clearly had checked out very much throughout the year, and just the way he played and his second efforts or the lack thereof. Yeah, it's an
Didn't
interesting
want to
one.
fight for it. Didn't want to fight for it, tooth and nail.
Nah.
Yeah.
As opposed to Walsh, comes back after the 6 or 7 week layoff from injury, 2 weeks to go, nothing really to achieve. But no, he wanted to come in and prove a point. And what a couple of games that he had. Almost, well, I think, one of the best, if not the best, in both games.
Yeah.
And then the mindset, the attitude, just like, where did that come from? Like, just this, it was just a different Sam Walsh. And I really hope he's the captain. I really do. And I have no disrespect to Cripper. He's been awesome for us. But I think him coming in, just something new and fresh, I think could be invigorating for the team. So we'll see. Looking forward to it. I'm feeling good. Where we finish next year, I don't know. I think that will play out. But really happy with where we are at with the draft and trades and Boki coming on board and some new assistant coaches. So Voss is going to have. I guess Voss is going to have every opportunity to succeed next year, and now it's over to him and the coaching group and the players to put in the work over the preseason and get us ready for 2026 and beyond.
Yep. Mate, the page has been turned and it's time to look ahead.
Oh, 100%. 100%. It's a good time. It's the Carlton Football Club, not the Curnow or the Jase or the TDK Football Club. It is the Carlton Football Club. Never forget that. It's the emblem. That's who we support. Those that want to don the emblem, you're one of us. Those that don't want to don it, you're the enemy. That's it.
Yep.
It's pure and simple.
Love it. Mate, you have a great weekend and we will speak soon.
Good on you, buddy. Go Baggers.
Go Baggers. See you, mate. All right. Let's go Jase. Jase.
Hey, how are you, mate?
Mate, how's it going?
Yeah, very well. Big week.
Massive week.
You must be knackered.
Yeah, it's not healthy trade period at all.
It's very contagious though. It's gripping.
It is. I mean, you either got to embrace it and go all in with it or shut off from it. But I think sitting there all day sort of just waiting for a story that's interesting enough to update with a video like that's not healthy for too long. So I am pretty relieved it's over.
Yeah, it's definitely something you got to go all in. I love how all the Carlton supporters seem to be. Everyone's happy. Everyone's very happy in October. Hopefully, in the not too distant future, we're happy in September.
Yeah. What'd you make of it? Bottom line, end of the day, got the deal done. 3 firsts, and Will Hayward for Curnow in a couple of seconds going back.
Yeah, I think overall, it was obviously led by Graham Wright because he's come in and hedged. He's hedged our present and he's hedged our future. So I think it's not. I think because the whole Curnow trade happened on deadline day, I think we overlook what happened a couple of weeks prior. TDK and Jase was 150 game players. That's a big loss. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
We've brought in 5, but we've let go 4. So the whole depth perception isn't quite there. So I think we spoke during the week, and I tried. I think it's fun now. I'm sure you'll do it all through the off season, but starting to put a Carlton best 23 together. But we still don't bat as deep as what you'd think bringing in 5 players, because at the end of the day, we lost 4 senior players. So we gained 1, but we've hedged our future with 4 first rounders.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, would you prefer to use those first rounders and just continue to go to the draft knowing that Tassie's coming? Or do you look at those draft picks as currency to go and get another established player or two?
It's both. You've got to have, and this is where, like, every time I've jumped on, I've been super critical of the admin, because you've got to simultaneously pursue your youth, but you can. I still believe you can do both at the same time. And where I've been super critical of Carlton is, I don't believe Austin has done that. So I've said it before, but 23, 24, 23, when we got run over in a final, we brought in Elijah and Fantasia. Like, that's not enough. That wasn't bridging any gaps, right? And we've set examples of Geelong and Hawthorn and the like, even Brisbane. Brisbane are where they are because they simultaneously pursue both. All right, yes, they get a leg up with the Ashcrofts and the Fletchers and the other father son they got, but at the same time too, they brought in your Camerons, your Neils, your Dunkleys, like bona fide A-graders. So you can do both. You've just got to be. There's multiple things you need to do to work to that level. We've spoken about it before, making the club attractive, being a place A-graders want to come to the footy club. We're not there at the moment, but that's the target. And where I'm most happiest with the whole outcome of everything is that finally we're a footy club run by footy people, which we've never had. And the whole facade of we're coming, we'll never come in anywhere. Because we've spoken about it before, when you're being led by, not to be too mean to those names, but basically the footy department was always hollow. It was always shallow, right? And it's not just a Lloyd thing. It was a Sayers thing. It was the senior coaches at the time, but they were all going in different directions. Russell didn't know what department he was in. Like we know why Carlton is where we are now. We know why we're doing a reset. And let's be honest, we're doing a reset. We just haven't said the word, right? And call it whatever word you want. We peaked in 23. Everybody has to get over it. And this is where we are. It's not going to be a short-term thing, but it doesn't have to be a long-term thing either, because that's what Wright's done in this off-season. We've hedged our bets. We've secured the now. Not saying that the now is going to be contending for prelims, but we're going to be a competitive footy side. I've got no doubt about that. We're going to make the club more attractive. We haven't changed the culture. People have to understand that, because you need to create culture. You don't change culture by bringing in. That's the environment. You change an environment, but the culture is what happens in that environment. So now, I just wrote down a few names, but now we're going to have Boak, Walsh, Wiedering, which I think is super important. Walsh and Wiedering get louder voices, because the smiling assassin Cripps couldn't manage Charlie all year, right? He doesn't have it in him. We need a bit of a ruthless edge, which Wiedering and Walsh have. I think you could toss a coin. Either of them would be fantastic captains. So those two, and then we got the 4 bloods. And I disagree with the call before. I think bringing in 4 people from the Sydney era, Newman, Hewitt, what's his name? Florence. Yeah, that's bring more in, because they're as good a run club as anyone, and they work hard. So I think we've got a senior core that they're all going to buy in. I think Harry will flourish, but I've actually got a bit of a wild card, and I don't reckon we spoke about him enough during the end of the season. But I think there's a bloke that's going to stand up that people aren't going to be expecting it, because everyone said to me lately that since Charlie's gone, it's all about Harry. I think it's all about someone else. I think O'Keefe could be a wild card.
You think he's ready to take a step from next year?
Oh, mate, I think at 21, turning 22, 3 years in, Obviously, he's got to get that body right because obviously he was plagued by injuries. But what he did in those couple of games last year were well overlooked because, you know, we raved about, Carroll's had a few good games. Lord has a few good games. Yeah, because they get 10, 15 touches because they're around the pill. They have to. That's their job. But O'Keefe has the record for the most amount of contested marks by a debutant.
Really?
Well, didn't he? Didn't he break a record?
I don't remember that, but I do. That was the Essendon game. His first, I think it was his first game. Yeah.
There was something that he took. Might have been 5 contested marks or 7,
5.
but he took.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's a 200 centimeter key forward. I don't think he's a ruckman, right? Because you've got to look at the clues that the club's given us. They knew Charlie was most likely to be traded because, yes, we all got hoodwinked that it was going to be, or the media narrative was that it was last minute, but he was talking to Geelong mid-year. Obviously, the club knew. That's why they were fractured. So they knew for a long time out. They played their cards right because we said that there's a chance that they can turn this into a positive where we sell one asset for 4, which is what we did. But to delist Lemmy and to be left with no key forwards, well, what we all thought was any key forwards on our list apart from Kemp, I think we're overlooking O'Keefe. He's a 200 centimetre key forward. He took 5 contested marks on debut. He can run, he can jump, and he can kick, and he's got hands.
Yeah, he's combative as well. Yeah.
So I was thinking, like, this trade period, I still think I think the calmest thing, I think we definitely lack another defender, but you can easily find stoppers in this part of the year, right? So whether it's a delisted Jacob Blight, whether it's Ethan Phillips from our VFL team, we lack a big-bodied stopper because Haynes he doesn't like playing at one-on-one. He's our interceptor. Then we're down to Lewis Young, or we're down to what we do with McGovern. Now, we saw last year when Jase wasn't playing, our defence was shit. And we put too much pressure on Weeders, and we can't go back to having Lewis Young as our 3rd key defender, right? Young Weeders Haynes or Haynes Weeders McGovern, that's proven it's not quite good enough. So I thought we missed a trick with Karmas. However, it's not necessarily about Karmas. It's just about who plays that stopping role to free up Weeders a bit. That Billy Frampton, people laugh. Yeah, he's not talented or anything, but what he does for what's his name, the captain?
For Darcy Moore?
Yes, that's what we need to do for Weeders. We just need to find a stopper, and I reckon you can get them for nothing, and that's what I think they decided to do. It's an opportunity cost thing. When this deal was getting towards the end of it, they said, "Well, we'd rather get that last first round pick off them, and we'll go find a key defender in this part of the year."
I think.
And
correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is Sam Frost still out there and available? I reckon he was delisted this year.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know if he got picked up.
But there's so many, like, how many times does it happen where you just get these key defenders? Because you got to understand, so you need talent to play forward. You don't need talent to be in defence. Because that's why recycled forwards play well as defenders. You don't need talent to be a defender, right? You just need the mindset. You need the key attributes, but you don't really need the talent. Where the talented defenders are, they're the interceptors, right? The high-flying interceptors. I'm saying we just need a stopper because Wiedering doesn't have to just be a 10-game spoiler. He needs to mark it more. He needs to play off his man a bit more. But he doesn't have the confidence to do it if he's got Haynes, Young, or McGovern behind him. Who would trust him? How do you trust those boys? Well, we just got to go out and find a 195, and they've got to have a bit of muscle on him. And that's why I wasn't big on Karmas because he was 191. He's still pretty skinny. And he's not exactly bona fide proven. He's only 25-game senior player. He played 6 games this year. So I reckon they said at the end of it, you know what, as much as we would have loved Karmas, let's get that first-round pick and we'll go find a Jacob Blight or we'll go find a Frost just for a couple of years. Because, look, the best part about our team is the depth in our defence. Young and O'Farrell, we just need a couple years stopgap. So, the list, I think, yeah, overall, we're changing the environment. That's the most important thing. Davies was probably apart from the critical. This all started from Cook. So one good thing Sayers did got your Cook. Cook got your Graham Wright. This is how organisations work. Graham Wright gets you Chris Davies. Chris Davies gets you Boak. And between the lot of them, the next big fish is the senior coach. That's the next key appointment.
I thought you were going to say Zach Butters for a second there.
I'm not. To be honest, I'm not necessarily sold on going after a Butters. Like if they can find a way to do it, fine. But just remember one thing: the market now has changed because round one picks are now confetti, right? Zach Merritt, they knocked him back for 3 first rounders. They wanted 4. We got 3 first rounders for Charlie. Zach Butters is going to cost you 3 to 4.
Yeah.
So we're essentially going to go Charlie for Butters. I don't think our list has the depth. For Bulldogs, go for it because you've got a good forward line. They've got one short in the back line. Maybe they can free agent that position, and they can give up their 3 years because they're a young team, but they've got bona fide 25-year-olds. We don't have those 25-year-olds. Remember, our good kids are only 18 and 19. So I think because people forget, Butters isn't a unrestricted free agent. Port Adelaide have more salary cap space than anyone, right? They're a team full of duds at the moment. They'll match a $2 million bid. So you will have to trade for Butters. So Butters will cost you 3 to 4 picks. You ain't getting him for a free agent. He's not a free agent. So I think where we are, we're in the market for free agents, 0 picks. We're in the market for kids. Walker's going to cost us 2. And just keep Walker, Smith, Dean, O'Farrell. That's enough to build a core, 4 players, but you need more. So I think we've got to answer your question, we've got to use the majority of the first rounders in the draft. And we've probably got 1 or 2 spare to pick targets properly. And none of this, you'll find Wright won't do none of this Sard and Williams potential bullshit, right? He'll use them on players that are bona fide in a role, not, we'll get a Williams from GWS who's played halfback, but we'll turn him into a quasi midfielder that never made it. We'll never do stupid shit like that, right? Yeah. But, it has to be positive. I think, with what Graham Wright needs all the credit because I've said it before. I thought Austin was one of the reasons that led us down this path after peaking in 23, not being aggressive enough. And Wright's just come out and shown him, hey, look what you can do in 1 year. We want to lose 3 free agents. I'll give you 5. I'll give you 5 back, and I'll give you a new footy department, and I'll give you a bit of hope. And he's done that. The future 8 first rounders. Walker's a shoe-in. Harry Dean's a shoe-in. I think they'll go for another kid this year, or they'll trade out 9 for another first rounder next year. And that's that. If they do that, then they might be going for Butters.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No, mate, that's very good stuff. Hey, I appreciate you tuning in and joining in. This was a nice period of the year to welcome you into the fold. It's been great.
Yeah, and thanks for all I think you cover. I think I said it to you in a DM, but I think everyone needs to know. But like your channel, when you look at the subscribers compared to any other fan based channel, you're just tripling people, doubling, tripling.
It's all about. Carlton supporters are just maybe a little bit more interested in what's happening with their club than most other clubs.
It's the quality of work that you do. It's you've got a good audience, but it's the quality of work. Like all your stuff is professionally done, or your back end team. So credit to you, mate, because it looks like a proper YouTube media company. Everything's spot on. The graphics, your timing with everything. You're always 5 minutes after breaking news. Like it's all really, really good. So from a business point of view, mate, 10 out of 10.
Thank you, mate. Thank you very much. We'll talk soon, I'm sure.
Have you got a holiday?
Yeah, Thailand. I'm leaving in a month. Can't wait.
Yeah, good. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy yourself, mate. Have a break.
Thanks, Jase.
No worries.
See ya.
Catch you.
All right. Let's get another caller in, and then we might spin the wheel after that. How about that? Danny.
Terry, how are you, my friend?
Mate, I'm good. I'm relieved. I'm ready.
Thailand, hey? Thailand
Yeah,
part
mate.
2. Far out.
Thailand part 3, mate.
Part 3, that's right, yes.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
good. Man, what far out, man. This trade period was something, wasn't it?
Can I just shout you out for a minute? Because I don't know if anybody else picked up on this. I was listening to Trade Radio, was it Wednesday?
The last day, yeah, Wednesday.
Wednesday. And I would have been about 8 in the morning. Whatever it was, 8, 8:30, 7:30 in the morning. Like, I'm a sicko because I listened to literally nearly every single minute of it and did my head in. And I knew it was you straight away as soon as you called in, and you were hot. And they had a lot of praise for what you said on Trade Radio.
Yeah. I was actually the reason why I actually called in was because of this narrative that was driven by the media that we actually were winning that deal, and that was a fair deal. And that was before Ollie Foreign was for a future third rounder. I was like, how is that fair? Like, how is Hurdy saying that that's fine? So when I called in, I actually wanted to direct it towards him to ask him why does he reckon that that's a fair deal when it's unders, and then he agreed after I hung up that is obviously that was unders for what we were getting for Charlie. And whilst we're on the topic of Charlie, I feel like the thing is with Charlie, we kind of made peace with the fact that he was going to leave. You did, I did, Tommy did, all of us did. It's just the way that he conducted himself after the fact, especially with how he arrived at at the Sydney headquarters, and literally it was like out of a movie or a skit that the reporters were there bang on at that very second. Jumps on, he is wearing his the brand that he supports, the clothing that he supports, and then in his own business, and just having a laugh. And after all the antics and the semantics, you can say that when he spoke to Raleigh Berwick, sought him out after the Hawthorn loss, after the Docs last game, Fable game, and then I was like, oh, I'm staying there, done. It affects my family, yada, yada, yada. And after all
Oh,
of that,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. He gave us the it affects my family. You were leaving, bro.
That's it.
He played the family card. I forgot about that.
Yeah. And I think, and how can he not be fooled by that? Because when he did that, you were thinking, okay, well, he came out, and it is actually affecting his family, and he can only take a man off what he's saying, off by his word, and that's what we did. You and I was like, oh well, Charlie is not leaving, and then I remember in one of the team shows, you and I were discussing of Silvani and Charlie leaving, and we both laughed it off. Like I was like, it's not gonna happen. Remember, like Jase is not leaving like when Soup was having a go at us, like he's not going anywhere. And like 2 months later, here we are. And it's just the petulance.
I mean, there was a caller that was on at the start, and just the second caller, forget who it was, and where am I going with that? Oh, we're talking about just the guts, like from the club to make Joel. It was to make such a move. Like if you had told me 12 months ago, the Blues are going to make a bold move and trade Charlie, who, let's be honest, not a good financial decision. Charlie brings in plenty of finances for the club and helps financially for the club. If you had told me 12 months ago that we'd be trading Charlie Curnow and resetting the environment and the culture of the place and making that a priority, I would have said you're dreaming. Like literally said you are dreaming. I would have probably said we'd trade Harry before Charlie.
That's what was on the media, wasn't it? Was it Clarkey that said that? Oh well, Ollie Farr and Harry Mackay straight swap, something like that. Do you remember?
I love that you have that. I love that you have that remembered. He did. Jay Clark said that we should trade Harry for Ollie Florent.
Future's third round pick. was crazy, man. It was crazy, but the petulance showed by Charlie, I think just that's what pissed us off. And when that thing happened, I think I messaged you, DM'd you. I was like, "Fuck Charlie, man." It's just that I don't wish ill towards him. Like I hope he doesn't do well against us, but I hope he sorts out whatever knee issues he has and stuff. And I've seen a lot of anger on social media. I get it. Like I'm biggest Charlie fan. Of course, he's one of the top 5 players that we had, but man, you know what? Culture reset, Terry. It was needed, and we were calling for it. But then once that happens and we lose one of our key players, you're like, oh, well, why are we doing that? We knew that it was going to happen anyway. It's just that the way it was handled and just in front of, in your face kind of thing. And then after this transfer went through, Robbie Diorazio, that dickhead, man, just celebrating like he won, like, I don't know how much money or how much bonus he made. And then shortly after, Charlie's partner just wearing Sydney Swans cap and the scarf and just tagging Robert Diorazio on it. Like, that was stupid. I felt like that was not needed. You're just kind of adding fuel to the fire.
Look, we're all a lot of us, not all of us. We're sensitive. It's a sensitive. Well, the sensitivity comes from, it wasn't that long ago that most, if not all of us, loved Charlie, and he was an excitement player. He came back miraculously from the injuries and played at the level that he did. So there's a reason why that love turns into hate somewhat, and there's anger and there's passion because it's disappointing. I'm not as, like I said earlier, there's certain parts of the way he acted which I think show a bit of immaturity, but it's done now. We've got our 3 picks. We got Hayward. We've got a cultural reset happening, and I mean, we want to change from round 15 when Wiedering went and said we've got to find our purpose in the next 8 weeks. We were all saying, I can't wait until Graham Wright comes and makes the changes and makes bold moves that this club has not made in the past. Bang. Bold move made. Change is happening. Yeah. I'm not saying we're going to win the flag next year, but I do have a lot more confidence now that the environmental issues within the club are going to be better for these players having left than what they were if they would have stayed.
100%. Couldn't have said it better. I think Voss was extended, was not extended, sorry, was back for another year. And I feel like now he has all, so, we want to change. I loved the interview, by the way, with you. He was really good. But I still remember against Bombers when he kicked into the forward 50 and literally towards the Essendon defender. So he marked the ball perfectly. And the camera cut to Bossy, and he was like, that was fucking shit, or that was fucking terrible.
Oh yeah, we I think he said we are fucking shit or something.
So
do you think he deserves a little bit of I mean, look, he's the coach, he's responsible, all of that. But do you think now that we know what we know, and that is the locker room disharmony with De Koning leaving and being out the whole time, everyone knew he was leaving. We now know that. Silvani in a similar boat, and Charlie as well. Yeah. So there's those 3 factors at play. Then there's whatever happened with, Sayers. So that's a key figurehead of the club being that he was the president. Do you think Voss handled himself better now that you know a bit more context about what was really going on inside?
Mate, it's what is it? It's hindsight is 50. It's just 2020 vision, man. I think he did. I think you can blame so many things when the team and the culture is fractured. And even what he said in his John Nichols medal speech, that we culturally defeated ourselves or something like that, he said. And you can see it. Like now when everything's transpired and everything's said and done, you can kind of see where we were with our list, with a lot of key figures in our team that were kind of halfway in, halfway out. Charlie, in his Sydney interview, I think yesterday, said that, I wasn't, whatever's reported in the media is not correct. And I only actually started considering leaving Carlton after the fact that when the season finished, when clearly Geelong's, I think Andrew Mackey came in and said that or even Sydney's, I think this manager said that the conversations happened at the tail end of the season. So who's lying here? It's very clear that Charlie was out, and most of the leadership crew knew about it. Most people knew about it. And when that happens, imagine for 1 second, Terry, imagine after maybe say GWS loss, somebody went in and came out and disclosed the news that, oh, well, Charlie's out. He's actually met with
Yeah.
Geelong. Can you actually imagine what would have gone down then? Because that's the timeline that kind of matches as to when he met with Geelong at the time.
Yeah.
So, fractured group, man. But I feel like Chris Davies, I have so much praise for that guy, man. So much praise. He's done more media. He's come on and saw you after a hectic session that he had with the trade period and stuff, like, you know, and coming in, funding up. Same with Graham Wright for what he's inflicted. And I laughed when Pommy said that he's just sitting there, just waiting for one sign so that he can order the kill. It was like, fucking kill him. That killed me, but it was funny. But man, it's a cultural reset of sorts, and I couldn't be happier. The trades, I would have wanted a Humphrey more. Like, I feel like, you know, just that little teaser, or you can know that ray of hope that we would have said, oh, we can actually make finals for sure. Like, if we don't make finals, it's going to be a disappointment. And Humphrey would have been that. But because that didn't transpire, I think, I'm not saying that we should make finals, because I feel like that still should be the criteria. I would have said, if we had all the A graders, that top four still, because we got to refresh our list a bit. We get new assistant coaches and we go again. But because we've refreshed our list, I think top 8 should still be an expectation, because it kind of changes how we get our goals. Charlie's gone, so that's potentially in his best season, he would kick 60 to 70 goals. You get 30 from Hayward and then around 25 to 30 from Ben Ainsworth. So it's not just that, because it changes everything, Terry. It changes how we move the ball. So we're not going to be, hopefully not going to be bombing the ball inside of forward 50, because we have targets and they all lead towards the ball. They both could lead. You know, the leads, they also play a hybrid role as well, kind of what Elijah does. So I'm really happy, man. I'm really happy and can't wait for the season to start. And really positive from all I can say is that, you know, we bring in the players that we needed, run and carry, and then we kind of said goodbye to the players that didn't want to be there, even if they were A graders. So couldn't ask for more.
Amen. Well said, my friend. Mate, thanks for calling in.
All good, Terry. Have a nice day.
You too, mate. See ya.
Cheers.
I just realized I need to change the background. Got a new one here. All right. Only Carlton. Hello, mate.
Hey, Terry. How you going? I haven't been on you in ages. Hey, Nick Austin, look at him. Beautiful blue eyes. I got one question asked, because I haven't been on you in ages. I haven't talked to you in ages.
Yeah, man.
All 5 players we got, so Campbell Chesser, Liam Reedy, Ainsworth, Hayward, and Florent, do they all start round 1?
Wait, so these 3 with Chesser and Reedy?
Yeah. Do they all start round
1? I don't know. Well, let's look at the ruck. There's no sub anymore. So you got 5 on the bench. So I don't actually know what the best course of action is there. Are you better off playing 2 rucks and having one as your 5th man on the bench? I would say at this point, Pito's ahead of Reedy, because he's played, you know, more footy than him. Chesser, I think, plays. I think he's good enough to play round 1. Yeah, I would say Chesser and these 3 in the background, definitely. And then Reedy, I don't know, unless he comes into preseason and just dominates Pito and they decide to go with him for round 1. But I'd say 4 of those 5, that'd be my best guess.
Yeah, I completely agree as well. I think a lot of people were upset that, you know, we didn't get stars in. Like, oh, you know, none of these guys are world beaters. None of these guys are going to light the world on fire. But I don't get it. We've been complaining for the last 2-3 years that we're so like top ended, we're so like talent heavy that we don't have any B graders, you know, like those mid tier talents. And that's exactly what we've got in this trade period, right? We've got all these players coming in. Like, sorry, Florent isn't going to set the world on fire, right? But he'll play a role and he'll probably own that halfback role, right? He'll probably play most games. You think all games if he's not injured. Same with Hayward, same with Ainsworth. Like, they're going to own that half forward line. So honestly, this trade period, this one of the best ones I've seen at this club in my life. 20 years old.
I would rather win on the scoreboard than win during the team show on paper, on team selection show. Because, I mean, I think for Carlton for the last, let's call it 10, no, maybe not 10 years, maybe the last 5 or 6 years, we've looked at our list, we do the team show, we compare our group to the team we're playing against, we see the names, and we're like, oh, this team on paper, like, I mean, you match up like for like, one-on-one, and which player is better than which player. Like, sure.
Yeah.
I think that, I mean, we had the guys that did what you just said, light the world on fire. We had them this whole time, and we weren't able to light the world on fire at all. So I'm hoping with the guys that we've brought in, particularly these two, so Hayward and Ainsworth, so they're going to play in our forward line. That is an area of the ground where we've just lacked seniority, leadership, and I think the two of them will really help with that. I can see them both working really well with Zach Williams as a trio, like of half forwards / small forwards, and then throw in your man Jesse in there. You throw in Francis Evans. If Ashton can come on a little bit more, it's I don't want to get too sucked into the if, but the reality is Hayward and Ainsworth will play in that forward line.
Yep. I think Hayward kicked, 31 goals this year and 41 goals last year. And
yeah,
he's
29 this year, 41 last year.
Yeah. So he's going to own that half forward line. He's going to, bro, honestly, people have been asking, did we get better this trade period? Is our forward line better, right? I don't know if it's better, but it's definitely more dynamic and more versatile. I think there's different avenues to score now. I think before it was just, kick it long down the wing to Harry, and then Harry kicks it to Charlie, and then maybe we score half the time. We don't even fucking make it inside forward 50. So I think this will change up the way we play. Well, it'll force us to play differently, right?
Yeah.
And honestly, it's exciting. Like, I'm so excited. I can't wait for the season to start. I know it's just ended, and honestly, this trade period was so exhausting. Honestly, like, I'm so burnt out. But hey, bring on round one. I can't wait.
Yeah. What, in your mind, what's the best and worst case scenario? What's the range in your mind for what's possible?
Look, best case, I think 6th, 7th, and worst case, if these guys don't gel together, which is also a big thing, right? Like, I know Hayward and Florent both came from Sydney, but 14th, 13th, I think. Yeah.
So like
so
6th to 14th. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is a big range. I mean, one's almost bottom 4 and the other one's top 8. But look, I honestly think with the new environment, I think so many players that haven't been able to thrive before are going to be allowed to now. Like my man, Jesse Motlop, I think the pressure is off him now at all. Yeah, 6'7", sick. That's thrown me off. So Jesse Motlop, so the pressure's not on him anymore, right? He can finally just be a regular small forward. He doesn't have to play in the midfield. He doesn't have to play that half forward role, right? He can just sit in the forward 30. Just park yourself there and kick a couple of goals a game, and that's all we need from him, right? Same with Frankie Evans. Frankie Evans had a great 4 or 5 weeks, last 4 or 5 weeks. What's to say he can't kick 30 goals this year? Right? I know this is very optimistic, but what's to say he can't? With all these guys coming in, all these senior players, like a guy like Motlop, he can learn off Ainsworth, he can learn off Hayward, right? It's all possible, and honestly, it's given us a new look, and I think I said this before, it's given us a new look, and the new environment, especially in sports clubs, can help so much. People underestimate it so much.
Yeah, no, totally. Well, yeah, from your point of view, so what we've done in this trade period is we've replaced quite a few on the list, and we've really sort of bought into the future, right?
Yeah.
So if the trade period results from this year don't show up immediately next year in the form of wins, let's just say, for example, let's say we win the exact same amount of games what we did this year next year, right?
Yeah.
How do you think you will stay patient? Will you stay patient? Like, will you understand that actually this is more of a long-term game than what it is short-term? Like, we're not in that window like we thought or hoped we were.
Well, I definitely would be patient. Look, I'm not expecting much next year. Like, I know I said 6, but that's very the best of the best that we're going to get. I don't think we'll go far in finals, right? I think realistically we'll finish just outside the 8. That's a more realistic statement. Now, again, I see next year as a holding pattern, right? Because we've gotten... So Voss really interests me. So Voss is... And I asked this question before as well to someone I know. So Voss' contract till the end of next year, right? What is a result that'll make him stay? Does he have to make finals, or can he finish 9th and get a couple more wins than we did this year? And will he get re-signed, or will he go regardless? What do you think?
I think there's a few factors that they'll think about. How many games did we win?
Yep.
And this next part is only a question that only those, like Davies and Graham Wright can answer. Did the environment get better? And can they actually see a positive change in the environment given the moves that they made last year? Because I think I'm guessing, I think what they've done is they've looked at the group, the playing group. They've gotten rid of a couple of players who had big influence in the playing group and said, all right, Voss, you've got a year. We'll get rid of these. I don't know if I want to call them culture killers. Maybe we'll call them culture killers. Fuck it. So let him have a group that's sort of, bought in, connected, coachable. And if he can show that that's starting to improve and, we can then attract better players, then they go for it and they keep him, or just look and see which coach is available next year. It's pretty straightforward. Like, I've seen some rhetoric like, he will be gone by round 5. He won't. No one gets sacked in round 5. But we'll see.
Yeah, spot on. I completely agree. I think it's up to a lot of factors, especially how the culture improves. Because we just got in Travis Boak, and he's listed as a culture and leadership coach. Does any other AFL team have that? Like listed? Like, I'm sure a lot of coaches help with that, but do they have someone that has a specific role for culture and leadership?
Yeah.
Look, I've never seen it.
I don't know, but we definitely need it.
Yeah. Hey, and I saw something about Charlie. I don't want to speak on him too much because he's a fucking Judas rat. I can't stand that guy. But he came out and said that he informed like his teammates months before he left, months before the decision was official. So does that mean they knew round 16? Is that why the narrative came out? If you don't want to be here, you can leave. Is that why you reckon? Or
he definitely slipped up in his interview, because he starts the interview and they asked him, when did you decide? And he said, sort of late in the year. I didn't talk to anyone until the season had ended. I did the right thing by the club. And then literally like 6 minutes later in the same press conference, he said, oh yeah, I'm really close with Cripper and Weeders, and like, they've known for a few months. Bro, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
He's such an airhead. Like, he's so lucky he's good at footy. Otherwise, oh my God, I'd worry for his like welfare in life. Like, how do you get through it? But honest, and you see his apology post? I think you covered it, but he made a story with like a longer paragraph. He went on ChatGPT and was like, write me an apology post, please. Like,
yeah, look, hey, I invited him.
You invited him on the show?
I invited all of them. Hey, give him the opportunity. Let him say no. I didn't get a response back, but that's fair enough.
Hey, I don't want him on this show. Fuck off. He plays for Sydney. I don't give a shit anymore, right? Like, I was cut. I was so cut. I was so angry. And the thing is, people mistake it. The anger comes from a place of sadness. Like, no one is more upset than I am that Charlie, not necessarily that he's left, because I think he needed to leave as soon as he came out and said, I don't want to be here, right? I think that kills the culture in the club. Like, you look at Alcatraz SFC, Essendon with Merritt. I don't think keeping him was the right move, but when, like, it was how the situation unfolded. That's why I was upset, right? That's what got me. I think he was so disrespectful with it, with a fan base that has loved him and cherished him. I think this might be unfair to say, but we were a big part in his stardom, right? Like, we kept him, we drafted him after he had, I think, drink driving issues or something along those lines.
Yeah. So the week of the draft, he got pulled over. He was arrested. I don't believe he was charged with drink driving, but he was drunk and disorderly in a public place, but then he did drive. I don't know if they actually pulled him over when he was driving, but whatever. He had an issue.
And we drafted him.
And he slid. We picked him up. Someone said it earlier. Pretty much since Ed left the club, he hasn't really been as settled.
When did Ed leave? End of 23, yeah?
End of 23. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. But again, like, even last year, I would say he had a great year. Like, he was second in the Coleman for most of the year. Like, I get his output wasn't the same, but the fall off from last year to this year has been insane. Like, it's not even close from the fall off to 23 to 24. Right?
Yeah. Look, I can give a bit of context, and I did throughout the year. I thought, interrupt the preseason. Every player talks about it, how if you don't have a preseason, it just impacts you so much. So I thought there was a bit of benefit of the doubt to give there. But once you got to pretty much the bye, I think he was pretty much match fit.
Yeah, you'd think so. Bro, he was kicking like 3-4 goals a game, but he just kept ghosting for most of the games. Like, in round 3, he kicked 4 goals against the Bulldogs. So but I don't want to hear this shit where he wasn't fit. Maybe he had issues, but every AFL player that plays has issues. No one is 100% fit. You can't tell me there's a single player that plays an AFL game that's 100% fit, doesn't have any niggles. Like,
I just thought of another what if moment that happened throughout the year. Do you remember when there was that private training session where Charlie and DeConing collided with each other?
yeah.
Knowing what we know now, they were both pretty much out the door. Like imagine like the change of events if one or both of them got actually seriously injured and like the offers get withdrawn or whatever. Imagine.
That would be crazy. DeConing as well. DeConing made up his mind halfway through the year as well. Same with Curnow. Curnow was meeting with Geelong halfway through the year. Right? That's just he came out and said that, I think. Or maybe Tom Morris did, but I'm taking that as gospel. Like I trust it. He's a, no good rat.
Yeah. Do you think we need to embrace the fact that this is the way it's going to be and Sam Walsh will be meeting with other clubs because he's going to be a free agent and like this is just the way that the AFL is?
I think so. I think that's the way forward. Like, again, I have no issue that Charlie kind of left, right? Like, I'm sad, but whatever. But it's the way he handled it. And some people ask, how do you handle it respectfully? You come out and face the media or face the fans and say, my name's Charlie Curnow. I want to explore my options. That's it. What am I going to hold against you, right? It's your job. You can do whatever you want, bro. You want to move to a different state? Go. Like, I'm not going to stop you, right? Probably still boo you, but it won't be as messy as this was. But you know what he did? He came out. He was uninterested from like round 13 onwards. You could see it. Like he didn't want to be there, right? That already left a sour taste in so many people's mouth. And then the riding the bike to the game. I know he does it every game, but why did the club have to post that? Like no one's doing him any favors. And then like his missus, like I don't want to talk about this too much, but she posted a story and then tagged Robbie D'Orazio in the story. It was of her in a city. Why? Why are you adding fuel to the fire? Like you want to complain that we're affecting your mental health or whatever. We're being mean. Why are you fucking doing that?
That's a fair question. Why? Why would you get involved and why would you do that?
There's I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. Like with DeConing as well. Like DeConing was a free agent. I don't care. He can leave. He took the money. Some people say, you can't turn down that money. Yes, you fucking can. I would have turned it down. It's not like we're offering him $5 a week, bro. We also offered him 1.2 plus. You tell me you can't buy a mansion with 10 bedrooms for $1.2 million a year? You can, right? So, it was I'm so upset, but at the same time, I'm so excited for next year. I think this had to happen. This season had to happen. I think, the saying where you have to hit rock bottom. You have to bottom out before you go up. I think we bottomed out. I think this is the lowest I've seen the club in ages, and I lived through 2018 where we won 2 games this season.
Man, we were robbed of vibes this year as a fan base. We did not get, maybe one night against the Cats. All right, I'll give you that. We did not have momentum and vibes and something to, really roar about all season. Like, think about that. 100,000 members didn't actually left the season with a sour taste in their mouth because they didn't get to roar with excitement. Think about that.
Yeah. It's the first time since 2021 that we've been in this situation where we knew the season was over halfway through. Right? The last 3 seasons, we've been in contention every single round.
Yeah.
It was just this year, we knew it was over. After the North game, it was wraps. North game, Toby Pink, pocketing Charlie Curnow. Every time I close my eyes, I see Toby Pink.
Hey, imagine he went to North Melbourne.
Okay, I have a question as well. Would you have taken that North offer if they threw in a player? Because their first 2 round picks, so it's 2 first-round picks, and then they would have chucked in some other picks they got for Simpkins, so pick 30, pick 40 maybe.
So that would have been say pick 3 or 4 plus their next year's first-round pick plus a player.
Yeah, I would have taken that. Imagine Cam Zurhaar at Carlton, or Paul Curtis.
Not a fan of Cam Zurhaar. Paul Curtis, now we're talking.
Yeah. So, hey, I would have taken it because, again, their first-round picks are top 5 because they finish bottom 4 every year. So, but that was, I don't know. I've got, Campbell Chesser, I want to touch on him quickly as well. Campbell Chesser will be great. I'm actually really big on Campbell Chesser. I think, he went pick 14 for a reason. I think he's been injury prone, and I understand the concern that, we normally don't manage players well with injury. But I think in a West Coast team where, it's like Harley Reid and no one else, right? How is a kid supposed to thrive there? I think you put him in our midfield or on the wing. I think he wants to play wing with the bigger bodies like Cripps and Hewitt. right? That'll protect him and just let him run and carry because that's what he's good at. He said it himself. Like he's a good ball user and he's a good runner. I think he'll be pretty good, right? He also wants to be here. I don't know. Same with Reedy. Him and Reedy had the same rhetoric that they want to, actually play in this team and contribute and win games. They're not here to fucking waste the end of their careers or, here for a cash grab, which a lot of our players haven't been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
Anyways, look, before I go, I want to taste test something with you. So I've got a can of berries. We're gonna taste test it live. All right, is that all right?
Yeah, we can do that.
Bruh.
I've actually never tried, and it looks like shit. It says like vodka
Well, wait,
with
so
tropical mango.
this is your first ever berries. You're going to try it here for the first time.
Yep, first ever berries.
And you're
It's my
going to give
first
us a live,
alcoholic drink in like a
honest
couple months.
review.
Yep,
Okay.
honest review. Tastes like unloyalty. Tastes like being a little bitch. That's what it tastes like. All right, tastes fucking terrible. How do they have a drink company? Who signed off on this shit? Do they taste test it, you reckon? Or tastes like, you know what it tastes like? Tastes like a dirty fucking rat. That's what it tastes like. Anyways, I'm fucking gonna spill this out. I'm not taking Anyways,
Oh, that is
it's great talking to you, bro.
my friend. Thanks for calling in, man.
You too, bro. Congrats on a great year as well.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you later. See ya.
See ya. Oh, that is 10 out of 10 right there. Jen.
Yeah, that was gold. Love
That is elite by a tush right there. Tastes like dead rat.
Yeah, really. Loved it. Oh, damn it, because I was going to start with a song. I was going to say, I'm walking on sunshine.
Woo.
Yeah. I'm walking on sunshine because the Blues are going to rule in 2026. I'm telling you, they will. All right? They will. We're definitely going to be better this year anyway.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you came on a few nights ago, gave us the brutal truth about Charlie, and if he's thinking that he's going to get an easy ride up in Sydney with a coach like that, then it's got another thing coming. But whatever. I mean, good riddance. Now we can move on.
And that's it. And I just don't want to know anything about him anymore. I just really don't. I don't do dishonesty. I don't do lies. I just don't do handling things the way that he mishandled things. Anyway, but I had one thought that I don't think anybody else has mentioned just yet. The board. Now, during the year, we were all, and me definitely, turn over that board. I still believe that to be, what we need to do. However, I'm wondering, because we all wondered as well, whether or not Graham Wright would be vetoed by the board if he took things by the scruff of the neck and did things his way. And I got a feeling he may have told him to shove it, and he's gone and done what he wanted to do. And has done, as much as I was disappointed, because I did say, I wanted them to hold the mongrel to his contract purely because of just the integrity of it all. But I am so pleased now with what they've done, because they have done something that hasn't been done for such a very, very long time, if ever. And yes, Carlton, I mean, you saw me in tears earlier in the year, how bad things had gotten, and I'd never seen Carlton so bad. But now I feel it's a beautiful turnaround. I feel so much more positive. And I'm always positive about our boys. I'll always love them, win or lose. But I really do feel good about 2026. And I know Carlton was saying, maybe 5th or 6th. I'm with him on that. And I don't see 14th, 15th. I see if we don't make the 8, then I'm looking 9, 10. But I really do think that we will get there. I really, really honestly do. I think that without change, there is no change. We've had change.
Yeah.
Therefore, there will be change. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Well, Nick Austin actually said exactly that in his post-trade period wrap-up. There was a quote from him saying something about we couldn't go into next year doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Something like that.
Yeah. Well, that saying that doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result is the definition of insanity. But I also did say during the year that we needed to have a big shake-up, and we needed to have a big kick in the backside, and we've got it, and it's fabulous, and what's done is done. We live now, and we look forward to the future. Nobody has any idea what's going to happen in the next 10 seconds, let alone the next 10 months. But I think Dird said it the absolute best, and I'm so grateful that he did. And bless his little cotton socks. He made it very, very clear that the players feel the fans. The players listen to what is being said. They feel the outside noise. And us as a massive, big, passionate group, we had to have had a massive effect on these guys through the year, with our pessimism, our negativity, our toxicity, the whole they owe us. Nobody owes anybody anything in this world. And I'm so glad that he said it, and the fact that he's gone to another team, he wasn't prodded to say anything that he said to you. It was all just a genuine conversation with you. And, when he said, back these boys in, and he's not even playing for him anymore, but he knows, and he has felt, and he gets how important it is for the fan base to get behind your team, no matter what,
Yeah. I think there was also something in his interview which I think the club can learn from. He, on his own bat, reflected on 2022, the game against the Pies. He made a mistake late in the fourth quarter, and he said, I couldn't go out of the house because I was just petrified of seeing Carlton supporters and, being let down. I think there would have been a way, and I think there is now a way for the club to look at that situation. I think if he had have said that on camera somewhere, our fan base would have felt it and got right behind him and said, no, don't worry about it. Instead, it they let it fester, and it kept getting referred to years after. And I think it would have done something for the healing process for him.
I think with anything, Terry, that particularly if it's something that's bothering you or annoying, and you know what I'm talking about, you got to get it. Don't get in your head. You can't be in your head. You got to get out of your head and get back into your heart and get it off your chest, and then you can breathe and you can move forward. And I think that goes for the fan base big time. I just have such good feeling about next year. And just on Vossi, Graham Wright made the call. Well, I believe Graham Wright made the right call. I've supported Vossi all through the year. And I believe that I think a lot of the shackles will be off now. And that I want to see Vossi the player as the coach. Spitting, going hard, telling him how he really feels. And I believe that will get, if they're in the right mindset, and I believe that they've got more chance of being that now, if they're in the right mindset, that is going to be, come on, let's all get aggro, So I just think the changes that have happened are bloody sensational. I'm so grateful for Graham Wright, Chris Davies, what a legend, and what a legend you are, but you know that. And now Boki, woohoo! It's coming together. the jigsaw pieces are being put into place. I have no idea about all this point system and, the rest of the numbers stuff that's going to come. But I just feel that the new guys, they want to be at the club. They're young enough and they're hungry enough that they want to do good things. And like we saw with our youngsters this year, their young blood, their energy lifted our boys. And I can only see more of that happening in 2026. I honestly do.
Love that.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
before I let you go, I want
yes,
to
give me the prize. Sure. Okay.
Am I allowed to show people the surprise?
Of course.
So Jen sent this through. She made a wooden engraved piece here. Jen, one of the nicest gifts I've received. So thank you very much for that.
You're very, very welcome, my love. It says blue abroad equals Carlton, people, and that's what I believe. I just, you all know how I feel about blue abroad. You all know how I feel about Terry. And I just,
you know how we feel about you, Jen. We love you.
Yeah, just love you so much. And can't wait for us. And I was saying this to somebody else the other day. If it's at all possible, how great would it be if you could organise, or somebody can organise, that we get a shitload of tickets in the one area, in the one bay, and we all either have blue abroad hats or blue abroad t-shirts or blue abroad something, and we all sit in the one bay. And I mean, if it was against St Kilda or if it was against Swans, even better. But anybody,
The BA Bay.
yeah, the BA Bay, baby. How great would that be? And we could lift our boys higher than they ever thought they could be lifted. I just think that would be so magical, and I want to be part of it.
I'll chip away at it. I'll work on it.
All right, if you can get Chris Davies, you can do this.
See what I can do.
Fun.
Thanks, Jen.
All right, beautiful people. Love you, Terry. Thank you, guys. Have a magic weekend. See ya.
You too. Bye-bye. Jen. All right. It's okay. We've been on for an hour and 40. I think it's time to give away a prize. Do you guys want to do it now? I've still got people waiting for the fan cams. Do you want me to spin now or at the very end of the show? Up to you. I was thinking we could take like a little intermission, spin the wheel, give away the prize, call someone, and then we can just continue on with the fan cams. Spin it now. Fine, I'll do a poll. You can all decide. Give me one moment. Giveaway now. At the end. All right. I'll take one more call while you all vote. All right, let's go. Who is next? Connor, let's go with you, my friend. Hello, mate.
Hello, Jay.
How are you?
Good, are you?
Good. Long time no speak, Connor. What's been happening?
Oh, it has been a long time since I spoke to you.
Last time I spoke to you, Charlie Curnow was a Carlton player, mate.
Yes, the last time I talked to you, I was at last time since then.
Yeah.
How you been?
Yeah, good. I'm a lot more relieved now that trade period's done.
Oh, yeah. I was talking to you about the trade period when I went, oh, God. I don't know. One of my friends, showed me that Joe Curnow has moved to
Yes.
Sydney now.
That's right. He's gone to Sydney. We don't have him anymore.
Like, what?
It's time to move on. Just like that.
We had him that many times now. And I'm
So-
like, what's going on in the future? And I went,
So
no, just realised within the band.
So who's gonna be your next favourite player now that Charlie's gone?
Oh, jeez. Oh, I don't know. To be honest, I think Well, since there's a dodgy player coming in,
Yeah.
I'll probably say Ben.
Ben
But can't,
Ainsworth?
yeah, Ben, and then
Yep.
but I don't know what his features gonna be like.
Okay.
I'm happy will do better, but hoping he'll do as well as Charlie did for us
Hey,
in the last
Connor,
years.
question.
Yeah.
Should I spin the wheel now or at the end of the show?
Well, if anyone is saying spin it,
No.
I'll say
What,
spin it.
what do you think?
Yeah. Well, if I would have said at the end of the show.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll put your vote in there. I think a lot of people want us to spin the wheel now. So
Yeah,
I might be calling you back.
I'll split a bit when you put me in.
I might be calling you back when I spin the wheel and see if your name pops up.
I hope I do. For that, I'll keep an eye on the.
All right,
on
mate.
the-
You
on
take
that
care.
road.
You look out for your name and might be speaking to you shortly. Thanks for calling in.
Talk to you soon.
See you, mate. All right. The results are in. 65% of you want to spin the wheel right now. So we're going to spin the wheel right now.
That hawk too and spit on that thing. You get me?
Okay. So, firstly, let me just finalize all the rest of the names here. I think 2 more of you have filled out this survey. So, firstly, thank you very much. Those of you who filled out the survey. Really important to get as much feedback as possible. And so quite a few of you did, which was awesome. I've already sensed a common theme between everyone. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to spin the wheel. One of you is going to win what is now Corey Durden's last ever match-worn Carlton Guernsey, signed there, signed on the front as well. You can see the stain here. Whoop. Anyway, you'll take that. And I will also be giving the same person a full year of Blue Abroad membership for free. So all because you filled out a 5-minute survey. So I do appreciate those of you who did that. Entries are now closed. Let's have a look. Okay, 1 winner, 17-second wheel spin. Shall we? We shall. Dione, yes, I did have your entry. So thank you once again for filling out the survey and good luck to everybody. I'm going to call whoever comes through here. Doesn't matter who wins this, they're going to win the prize regardless, but hopefully the person that wins this picks up the phone. So here we go. Oh, wow. Wow. Mr. Findley. Findley. Oh, this is fantastic. John. I actually spoke to John the other day.
G'day, Terry. How you going?
John, I'm well. How are you?
Good, thanks, mate.
Are you, by any chance, tuning into the live stream?
I am tuning into the live. I can't believe it.
There you go. I've been speaking to you all week.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. I don't think I've ever won anything like this before.
Well, mate,
won anything.
you have now. You have now.
I'm stoked.
No, it's bloody fantastic. Yeah, mate, congratulations. You've got Corey Durden's last match-worn signed Guernsey ever for Carlton.
Oh, wow.
Or one of. And yeah, mate, congratulations. You're now a Blue Abroad member for the next 12 months for free.
Oh, that's brilliant. I'm absolutely thrilled. Thanks, Terry.
No worries. No worries.
Yeah, it's amazing.
What was your overview of trade period?
Look, I was pleased with it. Charlie was going to go anyway, but it's got a real building feel about it. I'm really happy with it.
Absolutely. Are you a believer in the words that you're hearing and seeing from the new administration?
I like the way it's going.
Yeah.
I like there seems to be more transparency, but it's early days. But I do like the way it's starting to go.
Yeah.
We're starting to hear more refreshingly straightforward comments and stuff coming from the club or players, and time will tell, but I'm hopeful.
No, that's brilliant. Well, mate, I just want to say thank you once again for filling out the survey, tuning into the content, getting around the channel, and I will have your prize sent to you in the next few days.
Oh, look, thanks, Terry. I'm absolutely thrilled. I'm absolutely gobsmacked. Are you there?
I'm here. I'm here. We will we'll wish you a great weekend and go Blues.
Yeah, go Blues. Thanks, mate.
All right, mate. See ya.
Much appreciated. Bye.
Love that for John. Love that for John. You know what? I've actually got a surprise because Christine in the chat, I think she's in the chat still. Christine called me about 2 weeks ago now. And she did something last year, which was very kind. And she gifted a membership for 12 months to someone. And she told me that she wanted to do it again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin the exact same wheel, because those of you who listen to instructions and fill out the survey, you get rewarded. So I'm going to spin one more time, and the next person that comes out on the wheel will receive a membership for 12 months, courtesy of Christine. I was trying to figure out how to give out that next membership, but we'll do it this way. So what we're going to do is
That hawk too and spit on that thing. You get me?
we're going to spin again. Pick a new winner. All right. Ready? Ready. Bang. Mr. Prime. Let me find him. Mr. Prime.
Hello.
Hello, is that Anthony Prime?
It is.
Hi, it's Terry Degani from Blue Abroad.
Hey, Terry, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, mate. Good.
That's the way. Have I got you at a good time?
You have, mate. Yeah.
Are you by any chance tuning into the stream at the moment?
I was just actually off having a drink, and I was about to join back on.
Well, lucky. Well, maybe you should, because I surprised everyone. I spanned the wheel again because Christine gifted a 12-month subscription to the Blue Abroad membership, and your name just came up on the wheel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So-
I better bloody tune back on.
Well, mate, absolutely. No, it's yeah. I mean, you are already a member, so what that means is your next year will be free.
Oh, mate, that's awesome. Thank you very much.
No worries, no worries. Your thoughts on trade period and everything that went down?
Oh, fuck, it was crazy, wasn't it? I think you texted and said it was like insane. But look, I think we've done the right thing. We've set ourselves up for the future. Yeah, no, I think it's a really good thing. Sad to see Carly go, but at the same time, it was the right move. Are we going to move the dial a fair bit? Don't know, but the team's on balance is a hell of a lot more balanced. And in all honesty, we've secured, with the picks now, we've secured Harry, and then next year, obviously, Walker. So that's a really good thing. And we might even actually jag another, hopefully, first round, or even slide down a little bit. So we'll get a bit of youthing.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like we don't have to spend money on the credit card anymore. We've got all the funds now to buy all the assets.
No, exactly right. Exactly right.
Amazing. Well, mate, congratulations again. Thanks for already being a member, and thanks for filling out the survey.
No, thank you, mate, and go Blues.
Absolutely, mate. Go Blues. I'll talk to you soon. I'll call you maybe tomorrow and sort everything out.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you. See ya.
See ya. Bye.
Happy days. Congratulations to Anthony. And congratulations to John. All right, let's get some guests in. I am Carlton.
Hey, Tez.
How are you, mate?
Oh, living the dream, mate. Long time listener, first time caller, so I thought I'll just pop in.
Great to have you here, man. What's happening? Happy Friday.
Oh, I wish I could say, but I'm working tomorrow, so ask me the same question tomorrow. So thank God it's
What's
Friday.
work?
But I drive concrete trucks, man. I work 6 days a week, 13, 14-hour days.
Fair income. Good on. No,
Yeah, well,
that's tough.
well, you know, if I worked for Carlton, I wouldn't have the issue because I love to pay overs. But yeah,
You work 1 day a week, you get paid overtime as well.
literally, yeah. So I want to be different to everyone in this scenario. So everyone's hating on Charlie. All right, fair enough. It's a love-hate relationship at the moment. But truth be told, all right, fair enough. He's gone. It is what it is. But if it wasn't for him, now we got an extra what? Four first rounders. So Cody Walker is obviously secured. We got Harry Dean coming in. As far as I'm concerned, all right, we cleaned up on the salary cap a little bit. We got rid of the drama, and we got what? Potentially Bailey Humphrey next year, potentially Butters. We've got the picks to play around. As far as I'm concerned, we're not losing our forward because, well, we've seen the worst of Charlie this year. But you got bloody Cripper. Now, Cripper's aging. Now, ideally, you would want to think Vossi will probably put him up half forward as a second option, maybe a third option. He's got the big body. I don't think anyone can go body to body with him. As long as Cripper fixes kicking up, I don't see any issues us kicking goals. Plus Hayward coming in. So when people say we've bottomed out potentially or rebuilding, actually, I don't see us bottoming out. I actually reckon we're on a good path at the moment.
I think we would be surprised at how much better this team will play when you've got a full group that is committed and you
I
don't
agree.
have 3 or 4 dominoes who are half in, half out, and when push
Agreed.
comes to shove, they don't want to fight tooth and nail. I think if you've got 23 guys every week on that field with no hidden
Agreed.
agenda other than playing good footy and wanting to be a part of it, I think we'll be surprised at how much better that can be than what we saw this year.
100%. So even when we go to the SCG and play Sydney, yes, we're going to build them out. Don't get me wrong. But when it comes to our 22, 23 players on the pitch, I don't want anyone to focus on Charlie. Play the game, win the game, prove the point. That's it. When the final siren's gone and we win by 20, 30 points, then give it to him.
Yeah.
Because if our focus is going to be on Charlie on game day, we actually already lost the game.
100. I couldn't agree more. I think that's a great point. I think from a crowd point of view, it might help get the whole crowd into it. But I think
100%.
from a club point of view, I mean, the champion teams, I mean, losers focus on winners, winners focus on winning. I've always learned
100%.
and been taught.
100%. But other than that, obviously, my main dilemma is, so we're in this, you're going to call it reset, remaster, whatever term we want to use. Now, if Vossi's obviously coaching us next year and potentially new structure, hopefully short kicking, pitch it in, fast ball with the midfield. That's what I'm hoping anyway, because we can't bomb it. Obviously, we haven't got the Twin Towers anymore. Now, if we say we squeeze into the 8 and then they turn around and say, all right, Vossi, you got it to the 8, blah, 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 we're going to get another coach. That's where I get scared. Because if a new coach comes in, new game plan, new style, he may not like a particular player. There could be a grudge inside the squad. That's why if Vossi stay next year, and if we want something to happen within the next 2-3 years, Vossi has to stay.
Hmm.
That's where
Well,
I'm stuck.
I think also, now that I think about it, now that we see how things have played out, I mean, who would you have rather backed, Michael Voss or Charlie Curnow?
Well, look, they say players don't watch social media or watch the news and et cetera, et cetera. Now, I'm just looking at two sides of the story here because we don't know why Charlie actually left. We heard lifestyle, but is that 100% true? Now, that could be, I'm just saying potentially, so no one in the comment section go ballistic at me. But maybe he just jumped into Blue Abroad and everyone started saying F Charlie, F Charlie, F Charlie, because he had a bad year. Maybe he couldn't hack it. And maybe that put a toll on him. That's probably why he wanted to go anywhere else but Carlton, because obviously he wanted to go Geelong. So it's not like he wanted to move to a different state. He was happy just to go 30 Ks down Princess Highway.
Yeah. Look,
you know what I mean?
To be fair to him as well, and I said this all throughout the year, if you ever go to Icon Park and you see Charlie, he doesn't walk 5 meters without somebody coming up to him. Somebody he's always wanted, whether it's a photo with a fan or a conversation,
That's right,
or the club media opportunities. Like he's just got that appeal, and
That's what I
just,
mean.
that
Yeah.
is
So
what it
he
is,
probably got from 2022, 23, he was probably getting all these praises. His head grew. He probably felt like he was bigger than the club. And then obviously he got injured, blah, blah, blah. Had about a shit year and a half, you can say. And maybe that wasn't his fault. Maybe he got forced to play, or maybe he just wanted to play. We'll never know that side of the story. But when he started getting from the love to the hate, from his head growing so much, maybe that's when he got emotional, took things too personal. And he just wanted to leave. Because look, I've been a Carlton supporter for what, 30, well, I'm 39, so I'm not going to say 39 years, but like say 35, 36 years until I understood what the game was. But yes, our fans are very passionate, including myself. We love to love, but when we hate, we hate.
Yeah.
So it's like we can be narcissistic, if you want to call it that. So if they loved, they'll know it. And if they hated, they're definitely going to know about it. But either way, good luck to Charlie. I'm actually happy for the club because at the end of the day, like Pom said, because I think Pom said it about a week or so ago, I was watching his channel and he was saying Carl's been blessed and Carl's been kissed on the dick, literally, with the players coming in, with the picks coming in. Like, we've got a very bright future for the next 2-3 years. And it just depends on Austin at this point, what he can do with the picks. Obviously, we've got the two coming in the bag when it comes to Harry Dean and Cody Walker. I suppose Jagger's a new recruit as well. So I don't want to talk too big on him because touch wood. I don't want to curse the kid, knowing our luck because we praised him last year and we saw what happened. So hopefully no injuries this year coming, and we can have a fresh 22, 23 or a full squad for that matter. And to be honest, this year is about culture, and I want all the players to be on the same page. And in some sort of way, I don't see an excuse.
Yeah.
I really do not see, because Voss got what he wanted. Maybe not the particular, the exact assistance that he wanted, but this whole year is the focus is on Voss. So he better have a nice game plan. He's got to get away from what he's been doing the last while. I just can't work out how we played in 2023 and had that run into the finals to how we played this year and halfway through last year. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But then we did short chip kicking against Geelong and we beat them. Yes, they were a bit down. I get it, but it's like every 6-7 games we play that quick short chip kick into the forward 50, but then the remainder of the 15 rounds we just bombing it. Like, I can't work it out. Is it the players, is the boss, or just everyone's got a different message? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the other thing with the Voss situation, so he's got a year to prove himself to earn another contract.
Exactly, yep.
Cold hard fact.
100%.
I don't recall a club building a football department around the coach like they have this time around. I actually don't remember it happening. Usually we sack the coach, bring in the next coach, don't change too many assistants around the coach, don't bring senior experience around him. But this effect that Graham Wright seems to have been having, and the dominoes that seem to be coming after that, I have positive feelings about it, but I also have positive feelings about most things. So I don't know if it's just me being an optimist or if I like what I'm seeing. I mean, time will tell.
But on that, you actually just opened up a good question there. Well, I think you've almost answered it as well. I think Voss has already got an extension, if you really think about it, because he's focused on this year. He's got all the coaching and all the stuff that he wanted this year when it should have happened 3 years ago, for argument's sake. But it's like it's his first year and they're already building around him. So does that mean he's already got an extension that we don't know about and they're just probably going to see more long term with him? I mean, he's still got a point to prove. Don't get me wrong. He's still got a point to prove. But I mean, anything 10th and over is a fail. I still see us squeezing into the 8s. Not to do damage, but I do see us in the finals. And obviously, I mean, I would love to obviously win all the way through. But realistically speaking, I reckon probably got knocked out in the first round of the finals.
Well, I mean, if you put it that way, best case scenario, sneak into the 8, right? What you do then is it's such an easy sell next year.
Exactly. That's the whole point, yeah.
Pick to make a deal happen. You can go to a free agent and say, hey, look, we're just 1 or 2 pieces away from challenging again. That's best case scenario. Regardless, even if it doesn't happen and even if it falls away and it's 12th, 13th, 14th next year, at least we have the building blocks with the draft picks for the future.
100%. That's obviously comes with culture. So we don't want to attract players with this.
Yeah.
We want to attract players with saying, we've got the standards. If you want to win, if you want to roll with us, this is the way we're going to do it. And there's no other way you can attract a player like Butters. Because Butters, 25, 26? I mean, maybe by the time, let's say, hopefully, if he does come, he's 27, whatever. He's only got 3-4 years left in him, maybe 5 years at the very most. If he's got a better chance to win the flag, let's say Geelong or Hawthorn, he's not going to come to Carlton.
That's why I liked the rumors about Bailey Humphrey. That's why I got excited. I mean, look,
I'm more of a Bailey Humphrey person.
Same.
Salary wise, he's young. He's a Petrarca 2.0. Touch wood. Don't want to jinx the kid. He's doing very good. Now, when it comes to Butters, yes, I've always wanted a Judd-like player, and he's probably the closest thing to it. But if you're paying, now I see it like soccer because I'm a big soccer nut myself. Now, if you've got a player that's on 1.6, 1.7 mil, and then the next player after him is only getting $400,000 or $500,000, why should he contribute when he's looking at the guy that's getting the big bucks?
Yeah,
that's where I want everything to be balanced. Yes, we're going to have a couple of $1 million players. I get it, but Cripper's on a mil, I'm assuming. The next player after him, I don't want it to be Butters to get 1.5, 1.6. I mean, any other player, to be honest, me personally, even at work, if I see someone earns more than me, I'm not going to do the extras. I want him to do it.
That's a good point. And then, I mean, Walsh is out of contract. Walsh and Butters are in the exact same scenario in the sense of they're both restricted free agents next year.
I'm hoping. Now, I think a lot of people have learned loyalty doesn't mean anything. Now, I love Walsh, and I'm hoping. I'm not going to say he will stay. I'm hoping he will stay, but I need people to understand that this club's had a lot of players before Walsh and before Charlie, and they've all come and they've all gone. Whatever it is, I think people need to stop praising and loving players and think team first and the monogram. Now, again, I hope Walsh stays and we can just add another A grader next to him, and we can just run amok.
Yep, mate, I love it.
Again, man, first time calling you, so thanks for having me, bro.
No worries. Thanks for calling in. Speak soon.
Go Blues.
Go Blues. Love it. All right, let's roll on. I've got about 7 of you down here. Let's get you in one by one. Lewis, let's talk, my friend.
Hey, Terry, how are you, mate?
Mate, I'm happy.
Are you happy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy as well.
Yeah.
You love that text I sent you about my frame, didn't you?
I did.
So,
Oh,
you know,
was
that's
that the
better.
video? Was you send me the video?
No, I sent you just a photo. But do you want me to show everyone what I did to the frame?
Yeah, you can show everyone what you did to the frame.
All right,
So
yo.
so just for context, for those watching, Lewis, I think one of the towards the back end of this year, he showed us the framed Charlie Curnow posters that he. Did you buy them this year?
I bought no, I bought it like when he won the common medal like in 2023 after the 2023 season.
Okay.
So guys, this is why you always try and figure why you should always make sure you have someone loyal like Quips or Harry Mackay. Look what I had to do for Charlie Curnow's frame. Ready? There it is. Now this is a good frame, and that makes it better. Oh, that's better. Anyway, that's all I wanted to show everyone and you guys. Yeah, to be honest, mate, Charlie Curnow, fuck you. You are a big rat. You are Judas, and you know what? I could be more proud of our club. Sticking fat, getting a best deal we can, especially with Will Haywood. I feel like he's a gun. I've always believed that he was going to come to Carlton. I always thought, I think he suits us very well. But I didn't know it was going to risk us losing Charlie Curnow. So I feel like he's going to create a big impact. And Ben Ainsworth is a good player. I think he's an upgrade to Corey Durden. And Oliver Flowen is going to help us with our kicking. He's got a good kick in him, and he can play at the half back role and push Oliver Hollins into the wing, which I think Oliver Hollins suits better in the wing spot than he was at half back. Yeah, and then we got Travis Bulk, who I think is a great acquisition for us. He is a great leader and can develop great culture like he did at Port Adelaide. So I feel like that's going to be great for us next year. So yeah, I feel like we're in a good spot when it comes to the players that we have now and for the future and long term. So I feel like we're in a good spot to do well in years to come.
Yep.
What do you think, Tez?
I hope so, mate. I keep learning by watching this game and covering it, and the more I learn, the more I realize the less I know. But that's life, isn't it? The more you learn about life, the more you realize the less you actually know what is actually happening.
Yeah. And you know what? When it comes to life and stuff, this game to the players is life, and the choices that you make is either going to take a take a big bite. I can't explain it, but it's going to bite you if you don't choose it carefully. And I don't know why Charlie Curnow we had to do this. And look, here's the thing: I do understand, why he wanted to leave. But I'm saying this right now: he left at the probably left badly. I feel like this is a bad mark for him. He's going to regret this decision. I think he's not going to like it later on. I mean, this guy has decided to just leave Carlton in the worst way. I'm really disappointed in him. I feel like I'm more disappointed in him than Jack Judas and Tom DeConning with the money. I just think that because for Tom DeConning, he left for the money, and I understand that. Corey Durden, I have no problems with him leaving. I have no problems with him leaving, starting a new life, and going on to Port Adelaide. I'm more than happy for him. Jack Savani is another player that I can't stand. I hope he freaking, oh my god, what a Judas he is. And then you got Charlie Curnow, that he didn't have to leave. He was a contracted player. He could have stayed with us, and then he decided to go because he didn't want to play for a big club anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I can't take the leadership. I can't take the responsibility. I want to leave. And oh my god, man, he's the biggest sook I've ever seen. He's a sook, man.
Unpopular opinion. Good luck to him.
No.
In, we drafted him with pick 12 in 2015, 10 years ago. And he leaves and we get pick 11, pick 14 and pick 16. We'll
I don't
call
wish
it.
I don't wish him luck. No.
Okay, fair enough.
No. I am a hot. Listen, if you leave our club like the way he did, you are against us, and he can go get stuffed.
Yeah, fair.
You know what? He is the fact that he decided to post and say just great memories on his Instagram post. That's a big wood finger. That's a big finger to us, because let me tell you something. He didn't say thank you for the fans, thank you for believing in me, thank you for supporting me, thank you for drafting me, thank you for always being an incredible fan base. He just says great memories. Like, he decided to say, yeah, great memories. I'm gonna move on, and you know what? I'm playing football at Swans now. I couldn't care. That
Yeah.
just shows to me that this man just wanted to leave Carlton and didn't care. He cared, and he cared about one person and one person only, and that's Charlie Curnow.
Well, let me
That's
tell you
the
this.
only thing.
Let me tell you this. He cares less about us.
Yeah.
Much less about us than what we care about him. So when you break up with someone, I mean, you just sort of think of it like that. This is a breakup.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
he's literally moved on. He didn't just cheat on us. He emotionally cheated on us. He emotionally checked out.
Mate, what relationship? What relationship? This is not a relationship. This is a one-sided relationship. He just wanted to use us to get his move to move to Sydney. He just wanted to use us because he thought, oh, you know what? Great memories, but I'm gonna go off to play for Swans because I feel like I am much more important than you guys. Yeah. Good for you, mate. Honestly, I am really. I hope he gets injured. I hope he gets injured.
No.
Yeah, no. I hope he does. I don't care. Mate,
All right.
mate.
All right.
Mate, no. No.
Okay.
He's number one, Judas. I don't care. He's Brendan. You know what? Can I say something? This is worse. This is worse than Brendan Favola. Brendan Favola, though that he left Carlton, he looks back at it he looks back at it now and goes, I regret the decisions I made. I wish I could have gone back in time and fixed it. Yeah. That's when you make a bad decision. What's about Charlie Curnow's going to look back at this and go, I really regret this decision. Seriously.
And that is how you get payback. You beat him with success. You don't beat him with your word. You beat him with success. Let's win a flag and let him look back and watch his teammates that he could have been with celebrating. That's the ultimate revenge.
I'm telling you, Graham White, Chris Davies is going to fix our club with the white culture and white environment. And next year, we're going to go and get Bailey Humphrey. And you know what? We're going to fucking explode in 2027 with Cody Walker, mate. That's how we're going to do it. And we're going to win. We're going to win a flag. And Michael Voss has got to shove it up Charlie Curnow saying, screw you, Charlie. There you go. That's the way I predict it.
Never crash out over someone who doesn't care about you.
No, I will crash out. Fuck him. Screw him. Honestly. No, don't care. I'll let my emotions know. Because at least that's a message. A message that can haunt him for the rest of his life. Honestly.
Good on you.
Anyways, I think everyone knows that I'm joking around, and you know what?
Yeah, I know. No.
And you know, guys, listen. Don't crash out, like Terry said. Just move on. Focus on the club. We got bigger things to prioritize. We've got important things to look excited for, especially for our future ahead. And and we got more memories to create on this beautiful channel that Terry has created. So yeah, honestly, I hope everyone has a good day, good evening, and a good rest of next week. And yeah, hopefully Tez keeps on doing these fan cams because it makes me laugh and enjoy all you guys. So yeah, and lastly, I'll just say go Blues and good luck to the recruits such as Ben Ainsworth, Chessa, Will Haywood, Oliver Florent, who I think they are going to provide good depth in our group and play a great role, because I feel like, you know, we already got 8 graders. I think we needed B graders to fix our depth and help us in different ways in our game plan and our system. So I'm looking forward to see how that goes for next year. So Anyway, guys, thank you so
Good
much
stuff.
for listening to me. Hope everyone has a great fan cams and a good evening. So go Blues and see you, Tez. I'll see you next week, man.
See ya, mate. Good on ya.
See you, man. Go.
I thought he was actually crashing out, to be fair. He got me good. I got sent a few videos that I'll play here. Maybe we'll start with this one. And then this one.
Fuck you, Charlie. Fuck you. In the fucking bin where you fucking belong, you fucking cocksucker. See you, dickhead.
I've lost my fucking shit.
How are you, mate?
Oh, man. Oh, my God. Fucking go hard, mate. Oh, man. Oh. See you, dickhead.
See you, dickhead. In the bin.
Oh.
That is an all-timer. That is one of
it's
the best
so
ones I've
good.
ever seen.
Yeah, it is so good.
How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Oh, fuck. I'm pretty good.
This man fucking tried to break his hand, smashing glass. Oh.
Oh, well, you know what? It's pretty much worthless anyway. What value does it have?
Anyway, Josh, great to have you here, mate.
Yeah, good to speak
What's
to
on
you,
your
mate.
mind? What's your overview of everything?
All right. To be honest with you, season ended. Tried to stay away from footy. You can't help it, mate.
Okay, sorry, I need to gather myself.
Deep breath, mate. Have some water. Deep breath. You got this. There we go. That's the way. You just spit out your water. Oh, bro, you've lost it. Breathe.
Okay.
There we
All
go.
right.
Yeah, that's it. Well done. Composure. There we go. High pressure. No, mate. Season's. No, you're getting me now. All right, no. Season's done, which is great. Obviously, been done for a while. Good that trade period's done. I'm happy that he's gone.
Stop making me laugh. All right. Okay.
Composure, mate. Composure.
Wait,
There
how
you go.
about this? How about I ask you a question?
It just came
No,
in.
no, how about-
Alec, my sister's got a hair all done.
Oh,
See how
what is happening?
Mate, it's the Friday. I don't know. Is it a full moon or something? You know?
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Nah.
Oh, dear.
Where were we, mate? I'm glad that.
thoughts?
Yeah. Nah. I'm glad that he's gone. To be honest with you, I was a bit salty. But maybe. Disappointed with the way that he's left the club. Obviously, I don't think it's a great look on him. Especially because I don't know. Remember when he was injured for 2 years, and then all the excitement when he came back, and he was great for the 3 years after that. It was great, and he delivered some great memories that honestly I will cherish. Like I don't know. Remember that comeback game against Brizzy last year when I don't know the crowd was electric and all that. But I think we did well in terms of what we got out of it. When you consider, as you were saying before, Charlie Curnow was pick 12. We essentially turned him into Will Hayward, Cody Walker, pretty much locked that up, and then whatever we do with the other first round picks. So I think
just away
we've
from
done
that for a
good.
sec, right? Just away from that for a sec. It's pretty clear that we're looking to change up and reset, recalibrate, refresh the culture.
Yeah.
And the environment at the club with the playing group in particular, right? So how does the club sell that? Because one thing I don't want to see is overhype and overselling of, get your memberships or whatever. Just like we're not really in a position. I mean, this year, for example, they got sucked into the old Carlton trap, top 4 expectation. And, I guess at the time we all loved hearing it because it was bold. But what do you want to see from the club in that regard when it comes to selling the message?
It's a bit harder to now, for them to sell that message in terms
You're on
of
mute.
they don't have. Oh, can you hear me, mate?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a bit harder for them to sell that message now. I think now that Jack Silvani's gone, Tom DeConing's gone, and Charlie's gone, because those are 3 big names that they were faces of the football club for a while. So I mean, we've still got Cripps and all that. Look, I think with the new leadership in the club, I think the way they sell it has just been, how do I say it? If they just speak to the fans more, see what the fans want, to be honest. Don't give us this black and white bullshit, top 4 or whatever it was at the start of this year. Come speak to the fans. Like, I love that Chris Davies came on the other night. I think we need.
Yeah.
I think the way they sell more memberships is just, been doing more for the fans, I reckon.
Okay.
Yeah, I reckon it's as simple as that, to be honest.
Yeah. What's your off season look like?
Oh yeah. Go to Sydney for New Year's. I tend to usually go to Sydney up for New Year's. I've got the family up there, which would be nice, and just enjoy the weather, mate. I love this time of the year. Is honestly my favorite time of the year. So obviously winter's great with footy and all that, but no, enjoy the weather. Keep working, and keep moving, and then we start to talk about what's our best 22 going to look like by February, and it all starts again. And this time I've learnt the hard way, mate. I've learnt my lesson. I'm fucking booking my ticket. I'm going to Europe in May. I'm not fucking waiting around another year for some bullshit. So
I think I
see you
told you
later.
this last year. Don't wait for the Carlton Football Club for you to live your life.
Yeah, mate. I think I got a few rocks up there. A bit cuckoots.
Don't we all?
Yeah,
Don't we all,
a bit
mate?
cuckoots. I think if we follow this football club, mate, we're all a bit cuckoots. Yeah. What do you think I should do with this? I needed to ask you. Yeah. What should I do with that? Sign jersey.
I think I should ask the chat.
Yeah. Ask the chat. What should I do with it?
What should you do with it? Chat, what
I've
should
got
sign? When did you get it?
Oh, he actually signed it himself. Like, I went up to him and he signed it. 2022, I'd say. I'd say 2022.
Sell those. Spin on that thing. Kerosene. The bin. The bin.
Fuck you, Charlie. Fuck you. In the fucking bin, you fucking belong to the fucking cocksucker. See you, dickhead.
See ya, dickhead. I've got an outdoor fireplace.
Oh man. I mean, this reminds me of when LeBron left Cleveland.
It's sort of similar. Yeah, it's sort of similar.
Yeah.
Far out, man. What I was gonna, I wanted to actually ask you about this. Just touch on it because I thought it was interesting with Dird saying how it affected him and all that with round 23. How he didn't want to leave the house and all that. Do Do we still have the same club psychologist? Because I hope we don't, because that's not a great way to deal with shit, in my opinion.
Well, no, we don't have the same club psychologist. I think she's been moved on.
Good.
But I think more importantly, I mean, Dirds, I remember seeing him in the Best and Fairest that year. And I remember him being so fired up about how much he hated Collingwood. And I was really happy that he spoke openly about how that affected him. But that's all part of his learning experience, learning to distance himself. And, we might not like to hear this because we just want the players to care about playing good footy, all the time. But,
yeah,
mate, they play footy for a living. That's what
their
they do.
life. Yeah,
that's what they
their
do.
life. Yeah, they got to.
And so they've got to separate their identity as footballers and human beings. Because if they don't do it, then they retire and they completely lose themselves.
Yeah, that's it, and that's a big problem. After football, you hear a lot of stories about players who have gone broke, or not in just the AFL, but the NBA and other sports.
Yeah,
around the world, So, yeah, crazy. But hopefully they're not thinking about that shit. It was 3 years ago. I hope our players aren't still thinking about that shit. I'm not.
Yeah,
a bit
I am.
concerning.
Charlie shouldn't have played on. I still remember it.
Oh, mate. No. Oh, what did he kick? 2 goals, 5 that day?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Still in there. Mate,
anyway, Josh,
speak to you as always. Enjoy
Thank
the
you.
evening. And on to
Speak soon.
2026, mate. Go the Blues.
Go Blues. Dean.
How you going, Terry?
Good. You've just reminded me because you sent me through, I would say, text of the day.
Oh, how's that?
Where is it? Yep, got it. I didn't realize that this had happened back in the day.
What, in terms of drafting and recruiting?
Yeah, so I'll read through just basically, for those watching, Dean sent me a text today just about recruiting for flags and how it's gone at the club back in the day. So 85-86 recruited Curnow, Bradley, Motley, Dorotich, Bernie Evans, Richard Dennis, Ian Aitken, and Mark Nayley. Obviously win the flag in 87. Played in the 86 grand final, won the flag in 87. 91-94 recruited/drafted Greg Williams, Earl Spalding, Dean Rice, Matt Clapbay, Brad Pearce, Troy Bond, Andrew McKay, Glenn Manton, Tony Lynn, Scott Camporelli, and Matthew Allen, Kuda Feedes, Christu Whitehead. All these players either played in or made profound contributions to winning the 95 flag, plus playing in the 93 grand final. And then we look at the 2015 draft. We dropped the spine, but didn't quite turn out that way.
No, well, I think, I think I also said in that text, with the picks we had in 2015, Jack Hill, the blind miner, could have gone and recruited those players. Obviously, where we fell short after that was, we were okay to an extent, but we failed in the B grade and the depth around those players. That's what's clearly evident. Evident now. I think your opening caption on the chat tonight was, "Is this the most successful trade period in the club's history?" So I think my comment to you was, what's your benchmark, what's your gauge for success in a trade period? Well, it's probably obviously premierships ultimately. So I've tuned in late. You've been saying it. We don't know how successful this trade period is going to be or how we're going to rate it. But from my perspective, from following the club for nearly 50 years, I mean, what I've finally seen is a calm calculation to manipulate or optimise the system, whatever you want to call it. Like, I don't think we could have done much better than we did with the talent that was going out the door. And I think I called you on about midday on Wednesday. It was about the last day of the trade, and I was really excited when they cut off Florent from the Curnow deal because, I mean, I come from a sales kind of marketing background originally, and to me that was just brilliant negotiation strategy where you basically, someone puts an offer in front of you and you basically just isolate what you really, really want after they come at you, and you either just totally disregard, ignore, or just pair off what you don't really value, or you kind of do. So negotiating individually on Florent was just brilliant to me. I was actually that probably what got me most excited, because there's real negotiation IQ and footy IQ there. And I think the comment I made to you at the time was, I thought they were going to go after another player. So we had Hayward, we had the picks, and I thought they were going to go after, I think you mentioned Braden Campbell, and the other one I was thinking of was Matt Roberts. I thought, great, we're going to get two genuinely good players into the club and the two picks. But, you know, to their credit, I mean, they know more than we do on what, you know, with the draft and 2 years ahead, what they've done is just as good, I think, because they've future-proofed us in terms of those 6 first-round picks, 2 in each of in the next 3 years. So, yeah, look, I'm pretty happy with that. But, look, I was pretty wrapped last year when, I don't know what we started with in the trade period, but we were like 15 or pick 14 or something, and somehow we worked our way up to pick 3. I mean, I thought that was pretty good. Seriously, there's daylight between that and what they've done now, I think. So, and it's no coincidence. Look at the administrators you've got in there now, and the impact they've had in such a short term. So look, it's over to the coaching group now. Like they've kind of done their job, and over to the coaching group to get them ready over the pre-season and get them playing some really dynamic, competitive, contemporary footy.
It's an important point. I think Graham Wright and, you know, Chris Davies to an extent as well have now given Michael Voss, I mean, almost as much as possible to succeed.
Yeah.
And and the beautiful part of it is he's got a year left. I think that's actually a good thing because it just shows the pressures on everyone, including the coach. And if he can handle whatever happened this year and get through it and show leadership and, you know, when things aren't going your way, how do you show up? If he can then show up in an even better way and, you know, figure out the game plan and evolve the group, evolve the ball movement, get the team humming, he'll earn a contract.
And I think that the thing we all kind of miss, we all get emotional because we just want Carlton to succeed and be successful. And I think the main point of stress and contention has been, you mentioned it, the system and the way we play and the way we move the ball. And it's... I don't know, for me it was like I almost had an action figure when I was watching the footy during the year, and it was like watching them, I was like, move the fucking up, do this, do that, just run there, why can't you just fucking do, you should be standing there. But I think it's all well and good to talk about we should be playing this way, you set up this way around the ball. I think, to be fair to the coach and Voss, you've got to have the players to execute. So I think what they've done now, I think you've just hit on it. They've given him the list and the talent, or the start of it, the foundation, to be able to start to execute the game plan properly and well. Because I think to be fair to them, and I think we all said it on your channel during the year, you can see they were trying. The execution was just appalling. And I think, but I think a lot of that is your cattle. You've got to have the right cattle to be able to execute. So, look, I guess the proof will be in the pudding, mate. Round 1. But I think that was really, I mean, that what I saw on Wednesday, like I'd never seen that in Carlton's history. That was a competent, calculating group of a football department supported by really smart administrators. And you just compare that with, I know a lot of it was theatre, you know, the camera shots, the boxes where the footy departments were. I'm sure they were playing up for the cameras. Although I think Petroro, I don't think he was. I think that was genuine. I thought at the start he was. I thought at the start that was just complete theatre, but I think in the end it was genuine.
You know, the footage of him getting hung up on, pure cinema.
And just the people standing in front of doors and keeping people waiting outside the doors of the corporate boxes and stuff. But I think that, look, if you compare the environment or the atmosphere in the Hawthorn box and Carlton, because I mean I think the Charlie deal did go down to the wire. They may have pushed it back a little bit, but I think that was genuine. But it was pretty calm. Like you didn't sort of sense panic. And the only downside, obviously, was we didn't get Buku. I mean, I'm disappointed in that. Because that would have been that was just the cream on the cake if they had pulled that one off. But obviously it just didn't work out because the connection of the picks and where they were going. But look, I've got to say I'm pretty happy. But it's just another summer. I'm not going to get all. I don't think I'm going to think too much about Carlton this summer like I have in previous years. It'll be what it'll be in February and March, mate, and we'll see. But I think the administration and the footy departments done all they can do, and Nick Austin has too. Look, I really think Nick Austin has been people have been pretty harsh on Nick Austin. I can only really count one. I think I texted it to you a couple of weeks ago. Look, there was one draft where I reckon he stuffed up. But hindsight's a wonderful thing, you know. Like we took Ollie Hollands and we could have got Josh Weddle, but it's easy to say after the fact, isn't it? But
Yeah.
I think most of what he's done is pretty good, and I think even Paul Sebastiani's pretty much said the same thing on your channel. He's been pretty harshly dealt with. So all in all, it's just I think it was a really good, solid off-field performance. I'm really happy.
Yep. Happy days, mate. Good stuff.
Yes, mate.
Thanks for calling in.
All right. Have a good weekend. See you, mate.
You too. See ya. All right. We're going to get through the final 5 of you, and then we're going to wrap it up. Aiden.
What's going on, Terry? Haven't been here for a while.
I know, mate. You well?
Yeah, I'm all right. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm looking forward to switching off for the weekend.
Good. Now I wrote a few things down whilst watching. I think the key 3 things that we should focus on for next year are unity, harmony, and alignment. I got that from Paul Sebastiani, who was on a podcast, saw a little clip of it, and I wholeheartedly agree with him because he basically said that if you have a good culture, unity, harmony, and alignment, it's more important than any sort of talent that you have on field. And I think building our culture should be the number one step for us going forward for next year, because as Harris Andrews said in his grand final speech, that if you don't have a good culture, you basically won't get anywhere. But he basically said that their culture has been key pillar as to why they've won flags over the last 2 years and have been pretty successful over the last decade. So I think that's a pretty crucial step going forward.
Yeah,
for next year.
It's a good point. We've had the talent on paper for the last 3 to 5 years now, where every week we're looking at it and we're saying, yeah, on paper we look like the best, one of the best teams in the league, and we should be here and we should be there, and haven't been close really. So, the thing is, how do you think we'll know if the culture's improved? And I guess the second part is, there's no way that culture can improve so drastically in 1 year. So
none.
How do we as supporters buy in?
I mean, I guess the way that we can figure that out is based off how we play, like how the players are, like how they're playing. Because we saw time and time again this year, some players were walking, some players were missing on purpose, like Charlie did against Port this year. I think this is probably going to take over 2-3 years or longer, because it's not going to take 1 year, no way. But
no.
I feel like this new era with Graham Wright and Chris Davis, they obviously know what to do over the course of not only 12 months, but 18 months as well and longer. So, again, as I've said, that they're going to do everything that's in the best interest of Carlton. And I don't think they would have done that Charlie deal if it wasn't for the best interest of the club. Because that deal, it's a win-win for both. Like, we get picks that cover Walker and Dean, and we also get 2 other first-round picks that can also help us get either a Butters or a Humphrey next year. So we're pretty good with, like, draft assets and everything like that. And Sydney also get a bona fide superstar. We can all say what we want about Charlie, but that's the reality of it. And I don't think they would have done that deal if it wasn't for the best interest of the club, like many other deals that we did this year as well. So
they chose football over business.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. Like, Charlie's a money-making machine for the club.
Yep. We had a membership.
And they chose, yeah, and they chose football. So
fair enough. I mean, we've been calling out for ballsy decisions for how long, and they've made one. And the reaction from the fan base, it's been fine. Look, I don't think anyone's been upset that he's left. I think people are more upset as to how he's conducted himself.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Like, the way that he's conducted himself has been a fucking childish, and like, especially for what the club's done for him and everything. Like, they're giving him the opportunity to play with his brother as well, and the fact that he has been how he's been throughout these last 3 months, it's kind of a disgrace. But I mean, we move on from it. And again, I think by Charlie leaving, we have to now adapt into a new game style for Voss. Like, he has to now change his game style. Like, he has to. And I do think that if he does do that, then will we improve? Maybe. But I don't expect us to do anything too crazy next year when it comes to making finals. I think my scale will probably be from 13th to probably 8th or 7th. That's how I see things, because we've lost a fair bit of talent. De Koning, Silvani, and Curnow. Them three play every single week, and it's going to be pretty hard to go about things without them next year. I think next year will be a little bit of a stopgap, but I think the year after next year, and I think a few years after, we'll be fine. So I've got no doubt about it. But yeah, again, that's just how I see things, whether you agree with them or not. But yeah.
No, fair. Mate, it's well said.
And
What's on for
also,
you?
one last thing. I feel like Nick Austin has done a pretty good job over his tenure at Carlton. Like, considering what he's had to deal with, because Stephen Silvani, he didn't really do that well when he was here. He's had to deal with Silvani scraps, and the fact that he's moved on all those players. He's trying to build his own list like he did at the Bulldogs, and what he did at the Bulldogs was, when he built his own list, I think they made finals, I think, in his second year at the Bulldogs, and then they won a flag. And I mean, people can say what they want about him, but I personally think he's done a really good job. So credit to him, and let's see what happens next year.
Yeah. Mate, you have a good one. Thanks for calling in.
No, all good, Terry. See ya.
See ya. Nick.
Hey, Terry, can you hear me?
Yeah, mate, loud and clear.
Perfect. I saw that video you shared the other just a few minutes ago of that Carlton fan smashing Charlie in the bin. I was laughing my ass off as well when I saw that. Oh, man. Valid crash out, if you ask me. Valid.
Proper crash out.
Proper.
Yeah. Look, we'll spend 48 to 72 hours after the announcement crashing out, and then you got to feel the emotion, and then I think we'll move on pretty quickly. I think. I think that if footy's taught me anything,
I agree.
Oh.
I agree. Ange Postecoglou said something pretty similar to the whole situation. Football clubs move on. They move on pretty quickly. Like, he said this about Harry Kane when he left Spurs. I wish I could just take him back into the club rooms, put an invisible cloak on him, and just say, mate, look how quickly we move on from players. It's just that simple. We move on from players, and we get on with business. I was also going to say, I've also got a Charlie Curnow frame at home. I don't know what I do with that now. Do I smash it, or do I just let it collect dust going forward?
Look, if you want to smash it live here on the fan cams.
You know what? You've just given me an idea, Terry. Light bulb moment.
I think I will crash out right here, right now, if you go and get that frame and smash it right now.
Oh, look, I'm not home at the moment, but if I had it, again, a lot to consider there. It was
maybe
a gift,
we could do like a special edition fan cams. I don't know, Monday night or Tuesday night, where you bring your
everyone
Charlie
gets Curnow,
memorabilia.
deconing, sauce, memorabilia, and just goes, mate, this is what we think of you guys.
One by one, we smash up our
No.
Curnow memorabilia.
Oh, I'll talk a bit about Curnow, and then I'll move on to the trade here. But I think my take on the whole Curnow thing was, every single time the narrative changed throughout the year up until trade period, I think we could all agree, like, yeah, he had to go. He just had to go.
Yeah.
So, and I'm happy that we made the right call, and I'm with you in the same camp, Terry. I wish there could have been a reality where we could have asked the question about Errol Goulden, like you said. But I think with the narrative changing, that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
So I guess that's a story for another day. I like the outcome, what we got. Haywood, he's a great dynamic forward that can support both Mackay and Moya going forward. I'm just glad we got the picks as well, because that was the other narrative this year. What are we going to do about Harry Dean? How are we going to get him? What are we going to do about Jack Ison? Are we going to get another talent? So yeah, I think the administration did a fantastic job securing the picks and the capital for those talents. And I tell you what, I cannot wait for Cody Walker next year. I cannot wait for him. He looks exciting. He looks
Mate,
absolutely
exciting times ahead. We can finally move on with our lives. That's the best part.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a crazy trade period, that's for sure. Like, obviously, the whole merit thing with him and his manager running up and down the halls. There was a moment where Tom Petruo was walking up the hallway, and then he's just like, "Oh, fuck's sake, here we go again." I'm like,
I
"Poor
got
bloke."
a question. I got a question for you. So
Yeah, sure.
This game and this club was built on heritage and loyalty and that emotional spiritual connection, right?
Yeah.
And pretty quickly well, maybe not quickly, whatever, lately, the last 5 to 10 years, we'll call it, it's turned into more about making business decisions. So where do you think the player loyalty, where does it belong in the modern AFL trade era? Is it to the club that drafted you, or is it to just managing the best case scenario for your own career?
Honestly, it's a really tough question, in my opinion, because do you know what it depends on? It depends on the individual and their character. That's how I see it. And in Charlie's case, like remember that article you shared at the start of the year when we started talking about Charlie leaving, that Herald Sun interview where he said, "We've got to win a premiership with this group. Like, we just have to win it." Remember when you shared that? Like, I was on board with you. Like, wow, Charlie spoke pretty well there. I fully believe him. And then you asked the question, what happened? Like, what happened to his mindset? That's what I just want to know. Like, what made him just go, "I want out. I want to get out of here. I want to get out of the Melbourne bubble. I just want to go and be somewhere away from this whole place." What changed? What changed is what I want to know.
One day.
One day we'll find out. I was going to say I'm happy with the plays we picked up in the trade period. I think it addresses a lot of needs in our game plan and area. I think Ainsworth, in my opinion, was the best pickup. Like, he addresses so many issues in our forward line. That small forward that gets the crumbing off the ground and then snap goal or just gives it off. Like, again, he solves so many issues for us. He really does.
Mate, thank you very much for calling in.
Yep. No worries. See you in 2026. Hopefully better days ahead of us.
Mate, see you in the draft.
See you in the draft as well. We've got that in 6 weeks.
All right, mate.
Welcome, Harry
See ya.
Dean. See you, mate. Take care.
Mark.
Hey, bro. How you going?
I'm good, thanks, mate. How are you?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. Busy 2 weeks, eh?
Yep. Extremely.
Oh, thank fuck it's over, man. Thank fuck it's over. Look, it's disappointing to lose A-grade players. Like, I think we could all admit that. And in return for Charlie, I'm sure we would have all liked a Goulden or a Heaney or a Blakey, or an A-grade, any A-grader. But looking at our list before the draft, trade period, we didn't have enough B-grade players. We had a lot of C players, yeah. I didn't think we had enough B-grade players. I think that has been addressed to a T during this period. We've picked up definitely 3 B-grade players. The other 2, Reedy and Chesser, can't really grade them because don't know too much about them yet. And they could very well be B-grade players, right?
Yeah. Look, these 3 guys that are behind you on screen are going, they would have played every game if they were available this year for Carlton.
100%. And not only would they have played every game, they would have done their job and their role and team first. And, thinking back to, I think it was the last game of the season where Walsh said, "No bullshit." And then fast forward to the BNF night, Voss said, "For Carlton." I feel like everything we have done since the trade period began has been for Carlton. Chris Davies coming on. And, Chris Davies coming on, and, coming on broad and, having that fan engagement, I think, is, something we've been lacking as a football club. And for him to give up his time to come on Blue Abroad and address you and Pom was amazing. That is for Carlton. Obviously Charlie wasn't in it for Carlton, so see you later.
Yeah, that's true.
Go. No hard feelings. Go. Yeah, we'll boo you when you play us. No worries. We'll be there. Sydney, MCG, it doesn't matter. We will be there. But don't come crying back if we, as a football club, reach that promised land. And honestly, man, I'm bullish about next year. I'm not saying we're going to win a grand final. I'm not saying we're going to make top 4.
Yeah.
But we are in a good place with Graham Wright having the keys, is what I'm going to say.
Mate. Amen. Let's just hope, as we always do, because that's all we really have as Carlton supporters.
And
just
you know what, mate? We've got each other too.
Well, yeah, that's true. We do have each other.
Players come and go, coaches come and go. We've been around long enough to know that.
True. We're generational, man.
We will always be blue, and that's 100%.
Yeah. Mate, you have a great weekend. Thanks for calling up.
Brother. You too, brother. Take it easy.
See ya. All right. 2 more. We'll go Evan and then David. Evan.
Terry, how are we?
Good, mate.
Good, mate.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm echoing.
I'm echoing.
Have you got me on another
Have you got me on another tab there? Let me just see. Is that any better?
I think so. No. I feel like there's a delay.
Do you want me to call back in?
Yeah, maybe refresh.
Yeah.
David.
Terry, how are you, man?
Good, mate. How are you?
Good. I've got a couple of things for you, too. It's been interesting listening to all the thoughts and things. First thing I think is maybe this coming season we're going to see a bit of addition by subtraction. Like we've lost all those players and things. We've got other players in, but it looks like we're going to be looking for more of a faster ball movement, style of game. And I'm thinking we've got players in our team already that I think will benefit from that. Guys like Ollie Holland, who, when his first year on the wing, I thought he was really good for like a brand new guy in the AFL. We've got Walsh, we've got Shearer, we've got even people like Matty Cotterill who can run, spread the field. And so if we've got a gameplay like that, I think we can hopefully see more from those players that we've already got. They'll actually, I think, perform better. Remember Ollie Hollands when he was playing on the wing and he was knocking sporting balls in the goal square and then, and then delivering kicks inside 50, in the same game. I'm just amazing, run and carry and that kind of thing. So I think, like we've lost those guys and, but I think actually the new game style that it looks like we're heading for will actually suit some players better than the old one did. So like, it's not just the guys that we've got in who I think, we all should be pleased with. But I think some of the guys that we've got that we maybe think are sort of C or B, maybe will actually turn out to be a bit better than that, and a different game style. So I think we can look at that. And, I think the forward line structure, we've talked about, Harry and Charlie, and they don't seem to ever have worked together, and like, Harry won Coleman without Charlie, so I think, there are some concerns there, but I think there's a possibility we'll get a better structure. And I wonder if part of the issue we've had with the structure is, in the past, partly it's been Charlie and Charlie's approach to playing. And Charlie, it seems to me that we gave him a pass for so long on so many immature kind of things, and now we've just finally realised, having put him on a pedestal, we've finally realised with his behaviour in the last sort of couple of months, how immature and self-centred he is.
You know what? His manager actually gave us the clue the other day and said he's an up and down guy and he affects the playing room, the locker room.
Yeah. So I think, I think he's going to have some regrets down the track about how he handled things. If he doesn't, then, he isn't growing as a person, because I think he could have done things differently. He could have handled things a lot better. He could have gone to the club, and said, "Hey, I want to move. Let's get me out of here the best way. Here's where I want to go. Let's get me out of here the best way we can for the best for the club. So that's my first point. Is sort of like, addition by subtraction, and sort of related to that kind of, there's a saying about you lose them how you get them. People kind of finding a new boyfriend or a girlfriend, that kind of thing. And if you hive onto someone that's already got a partner and steal that partner, then one day that person's going to get stolen from you, because that's the kind of person they are. And I think Charlie, remember Charlie, he's an A-grade player, superstar, but he's never actually performed in a final, like really taken the game over, in a final. And there might be reasons for that. Maybe wasn't fully fit or whatever. But I think there's partly a thing there with like when things got tough at Carlton, it looks like he just bailed. I went out. Yeah. And I think that fits in with that sort of thing of maybe he's, I just wonder how he's going to go at Sydney. If things get tough, and whether he's going to, not be able to perform at the highest level, because we can't say that he has. He's won the Coleman twice, but he's never, kicked a bag of goals in a final to take the game over, and get us through to the next round or whatever. Now,
yeah, I mean, I do think we're gonna. I do think we also will be rewriting history, and we will forget the context. Like, I mean, last year he didn't play in the final series because he had the ankle was awful. 2023, Harry missed. He was being double teamed, triple teamed. He was also very sore as well. But
so there might be other reasons for that. It's not just on. I'm not just dumping it all on Charlie, but I think, in the past, maybe as a club and as a fan base, we over idolize players.
Definitely.
And I think so. Having less star power on the list maybe is actually healthy for us as a fan base. And actually,
it's tricky, right? Because on the one hand, that's the fan base at its best, getting behind their players and lifting them up, and giving them words of encouragement to the point where we make them and we put them on the pedestal. And it's a tricky way to find the right balance between support the boys, get behind them, and then you sort of do that, and then all of a sudden the players that you do that for become this otherworldly being.
But I mean, think Corey Durden, right? Leaving, going to Port. I love Corey Durden. Just he never quite had a great run at it at Carlton with injuries and things like that. But and I don't feel, I'd be happy if he was still at Carlton. I'd be delighted, but I'm not like heartbroken that he's gone to Port.
Do you think it's because we have Ben Ainsworth in the same deal?
Pardon? Yeah, no.
Do you
not
think
really. For me, no. I mean, I'm delighted to have Ben Ainsworth too, but that's not like. I don't, like the Corey had reasons for going other than self-centered reasons. What I mean? Like, that's where he's from. He's got his sister, his family there. And it actually helped the club. And that sort of brings me to my second point, which is, we've been talking about the modern mentality of players and, professional playing for the money, that kind of thing. And I think there's something that a lot of these guys are missing, maybe, and that's the being part of something that's bigger than yourself. And like Terry, right? I see all the work that you put on Blue Abroad and all the success you're getting, and well deserved. But why do you do that? Because it's not like Carlton is the best AFL club, and you're, being able to put up streams about, we won another grand final. With the grand, it's a nightmare. It's been a nightmare. I remember watching you were sitting by the pool at some foreign country. I don't know where, Middle East somewhere or something like that. Doing a stream and talking about Carlton. But why do you do that, Terry? It's because, and you enjoy it. Because if you hated it, you'd have quit. Right.
Well,
I
mean,
you're good.
I would
have
made a lot more money if I had just stayed a full-time lawyer.
Absolutely.
At this point in my life, I would have made a lot more money.
Your satisfaction in life, no matter, whenever Blue Abroad ends, if it ever ends or whatever, if you retire or whatever, but you're going to be able to look back and say, I had so many good times. I had contact with so many with people. Someone like Jen, for example, or Connor, right, head on, or just different people, completely different, who get a lot out of being involved in the channel and being able to come on fan cams and stuff like that. So I think players that kind of are just playing for the money, and it's professional and it's a business, that's all well and good, but they're actually missing out on something for themselves.
Yeah.
Because when things are rough, when you don't want to get up and go to work, if you feel like your work has value outside of just you going there, you know what I mean? Like it's not just for the money, and if you're committed to some other thing that's bigger than yourself, you've got a hope, a dream, and maybe it'll never come true, right? And then that helps you overcome those challenges. And it's not so on the field when the game is tough, and the game plan is not working and things are falling apart a bit. But if you've got this vision of like, okay, we're still a team. We're all in this together. We're going to fight together. If we lose, we lose, but we're all going to do our best. And I know every other guy out here is giving his all because it's not just about the money, but he wants one day to lift that, have the flag and lift the cup with the team. And I don't. Charlie might win 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 flags at Sydney, but I don't think it'll ever be the same as winning one at Carlton.
Well, yeah.
For him, not just for us, but for him, because he's, now we don't know all the reasons, we don't know all the background and all that. And I'm not just talking about Charlie, but also just about players in general. And I think, like, if you think
I think this goes back early in the year we were talking about, and this principle came up because there seems to be a lot of what can the Carlton Football Club give me instead of what can I give to the Carlton Football Club.
Yeah. So, and I've sort of talked about this a bit before, but if you look at successful teams in other sports, the ones that seem to do really well long term, teams seem to pick players not just on skill but on character as well.
Yeah.
And that might be hard to do in the AFL, because you're getting a whole bunch of players and it's a bigger number and that kind of thing. But so I like our draft because we haven't gone out there and gone, let's pull all these picks together and get one top,
get the shiny
that's going to make. And he's going to come in and save everything, and like I mean, God bless him, Chris Judd was an awesome player and gave everything for the club. No knock on him, but we would have been better maybe trying to get 2 or 3 other players that weren't at that level, but was going to have raise the floor rather than trying to hit the heights occasionally. It's like berries. This drink I've heard a little bit about. That berries, it's got sparkling highlights, but it leaves a sour taste afterwards.
Mate. No, those are very good points. Your race.
So I like the direction we're heading. I'm actually excited for next year because, we probably won't have a great season. I don't, maybe we'll make the 8. I'm optimistic, but I feel like we've got players that have bought in more, and the guys that didn't want to be there for whatever, like TDK, people can say, I don't hate TDK. I just think he's made a poor decision because there's no way you can say St Kilda is a better run, better placed club than Carlton for long-term success. And even if it is, if you remember Kevin Durant in the NBA, right? He left OKC to go to the Golden State Warriors, and everybody since then he's chasing rings, and and it's true. And he's lost respect from other people, and he's never happy. Like I think Cripps sleeps better at night than Charlie, even if Charlie wins a flag next year. I still think Paddy Cripps is happier with himself. I think next year he's going to love it. He might not, I don't know how well he'll play or whatever, but I think he's actually going to love being involved in the team and mentoring the new guys and having a bunch of guys that want to be there. And the atmosphere. And I think Cripps is going to enjoy it. And I think Sam Walsh is frustrated. The no bullshit comment. I think that's directed at 1 or 2 players who've now left the club.
I've got to move on. Sorry.
Yeah.
All
right. So
no, that's been a really good chat, mate.
Go
Thank you very
Blues.
much for sharing that. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
Cheers, Jerry. See ya.
Bye. All righty. One more. We're going to try Evan, and then we're going to wrap up. Evan?
We're working this time.
I reckon it's much better.
All right, mate. How are you?
I'm well. How are you, mate?
I'm feeling zen. I guess now that it's all over, I talked about 7 stages of grief the other night, and I've reached acceptance, and it just feels like relief, to be honest. It's relief because, up until the last minute, we didn't know whether Charlie was going to be there next year or not. So that was quite a weight hanging over the club. But looking at it now, man, we could put it behind us and focus on what's happening now and what's going to happen. And we've got ourselves.
were you at any point like seriously? Did you? Well, okay, so firstly, did you think the whole time he was going to be traded, no matter what?
I thought that it was 90% that it was going to happen, but if they genuinely couldn't get the deal that they wanted, that he would stay.
Yeah, fair.
I think it's
Yeah,
much
no.
different than the Zach Merritt situation, where Zach Merritt's Essendon's best player by far, and that deal didn't suit them. But Zach Merritt's also walking back in the club where I don't think that's going to be great for their locker room. But that was their decision to make. So
yeah,
but
I hope with what we've done. What is it? 3 hours now. I kind of hope that
cathartic.
Yeah,
Get it
I
out your
kind of
system.
hope we can get it out. Yeah, because we'll soon come to realize that we loved him.
Yep.
And he gave us a lot of joy.
Absolutely.
And we also got a fucking good deal
Really?
for him as well. We got a
Really
pretty
good
good deal
deal.
for him. Yeah, we didn't get shafted
set
in the
up the
sense
club
of
for
like
the next 4
we
years,
we
mate.
are set up and we have an opportunity to, with everything that we've received for him as a whole, contend again in the next little wave of time with this group.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, I'm probably in the camp. I don't see us really. I don't think finals is on the cards, if I'm being honest. But I think realistically, it's not really a wins and loss things going into next year. We could honestly lose more games and still improve as a team. I know that might sound funny, but
Sorry,
it's
say that
probably
again.
about-
Sorry, say that
So
again. We could win 4 games.
lose more games. Sorry.
Oh.
So we could realistically not have as many wins, but improve the way that we structure up, that we move the ball. Because there's going to be, let's be honest, there's going to be teething problems, man. It's not going to be, and it's Voss's final year. I understand that, but you are losing 60 plus goals a year in one player. It's not something that you can just click your fingers and say, all right, there's 3 other blokes to get it done. But what you can do is start to implement the things that make you better for the long run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, yeah.
I think optimistically we want to be pushing for finals and stuff, but really we want to make a brand that sustains us in finals. I think
set up,
that
create
team that we had
something.
in 23 was not the one.
Yeah. I think a big part of it is around setting up next year's off season.
Yeah.
Proving to either a player, a coach, assistant, whatever, that we've put things in place now that makes us attractive again.
Yeah. I mean, you go into off season pretty sure of what you've got. There's no lingering thing with Charlie actually being there. You've got 2 guys coming in with that Bloods knowledge, and you've got Boki coming in. If we can't find some harmony through that, then what are we doing?
No, it's true.
And looking
It's
at the
true.
draft code, what do you reckon of the draft? Do you reckon there's a chance we move some picks on, try to move up in the draft?
Yeah.
I'm thinking this year's not the deepest, but then next year there's a few tall players available. We've got the ammo to get, we've got the flexibility. But yeah, just looking at this year's draft, you'd say that Dean's wrapped up. Ison probably be maybe in the 30s. We can match a bid if there comes. Do we go and try to get Richmond's pick 4, Essendon's pick 6, something like that?
Have you seen the draft order?
Not the updated one. No, I haven't looked.
It's really interesting. It's basically West Coast first 2, Richmond next 2, North the next 2, Essendon the next 2. It's fascinating.
How did North end up with another one?
They got the future pick for a deal they did, I can't remember, last year. Yeah.
That is really interesting because not all those clubs are going to want to take, well, you imagine not all those clubs are going to want to take both those picks into the draft. From what I'm hearing, it's Essendon and Richmond where we could probably trade up and get a few back picks to use for bids.
Yeah, well, let's see.
Cooper Duck-Tyler, maybe? Who knows? I'll leave it to it, man. You've had a long session.
Thank you, mate.
All the
Thanks for
best,
calling
mate.
in.
All right, have
Thank
a good
you.
one.
Bye. Alrighty. All over Red Rover. That is the week that was. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed that. Congratulations to our winners. It's great. It's always great giving away prizes. There will be another giveaway, another one. It'll be, so I reckon I reckon we'll do another like big-ish giveaway either just before the draft or the night of the draft. So I think night 1 is the 19th of November. I'll think of something, but we will have one more massive, nice prize giveaway. But yeah, thanks to everybody who tuned in. Hope you enjoyed. I mean, I'm sure you did, because I think I loved the trade period, even though it was mad. And with Pommy the other night, that was honestly, of all the streams that we've done over the last however many years, that was one of the most fun streams that I've been a part of. And I spoke to Pommy earlier today, and he was the same. It was just, it had it all. Like, we were serious for a little bit, and then we were goofy, and then we were intellectual, and then we were absolutely nuffies. So it was great. Yeah, once again, those of you who filled out the survey, much appreciated. I will be getting back to all of you, all those of you who were interested in getting your wills done. Those of you who expressed interest in becoming a member, you're obviously welcome to. What I might do is I might put the links in. That right there is the annual. And that right there, if that pops up, is the monthly. Or you can just go to the Blue Broad website if you're interested in becoming a member. And yeah, see you next week. Probably won't be doing a show Monday night, Blue Broad show. I've got dinner plans, very important dinner plans that I have to be at. But if there's any breaking news, I'll obviously be here covering it. And yeah, that's been Trade Period, Trade Week. Have a great one, everyone. Much love. Go Blues.